Hello, welcome to Roast Mortem, the bravest show. I think I went with that one already, but you're still brave, listeners, and you're still brave. Everyone here, not Mike. I'm Tom.
I'm Salmon. Travis.
I'm your Cody for this evening.
Oh, tonight we have in guest, not Mike, because he's...
I'm Mike now.
Andy, Garbage Andy.
Andy!
Trash boy.
Oh, what up,
missed
Trash
you.
Man?
Hi,
I
guys.
miss you.
Second time
I'm
on the
back.
show, dude.
It's like 3 years later. I'm here.
You know, dude, we did Joan Rivers.
Joan Rivers, yeah.
Okay, yeah, Joan.
Joan Rivers, that was a great episode. That was when we got really serious about what people should do with their faces.
Yeah. Well, did I have it? I think I talked about that where it's just, it looks weird after a while where you got so much shit in your face and you can't move it anymore. I think that's what
Look
we
at
talked
Simon
about.
Cowell.
I've really changed how I look at plastic surgery since that episode because I've opened my mind to it. I think it's beautiful. I think in order to be beautiful, you need plastic surgery.
Yeah.
I like to just callus my face. I sand it so I get these like nice like a guitar's like a thumber, like the thumb
Like a
of
thumber.
guitar.
Yeah, that's a good
Yeah,
guitar
is that how
phrase.
you guitar? You thumb
Yeah.
so like
Travis
I
thumbing
don't-
his face.
I don't mind it either. I think so I'm not somebody who's like fuck body modification. I'm somebody who has like tattoos and fucking piercings and shit. That would be hypocritical.
Okay.
But what I will say is for me personally, there's a point where you just start to look like physically ill, I think, where you've just got so much going on.
I didn't invite you here to do hate speech.
I'm
like
here to
this.
hate.
It's a slander.
This is hard to listen to. Let me ask you something. Before I ask Travis how his week is, I need to ask you something. You do Twitch streaming now.
Yeah.
And you are flying.
I'm
I
doing
see
fine.
your Twitch channel. All your Twitch friends, they show up and they give you money and they worship you. How do you do it?
About that.
How's it been going and how do you do it? Tell us about your Twitch career quickly. Because this is your how was a week. I'm modifying it to also promote you. You understand?
I understand now. It's good. I stream video games on the internet on Twitch.
It's good.
Twitch might get deleted because of the whole DMCA thing happening, but I don't think so because Jeff Bezos will like throw a penny to it and it'd be fine.
Are you considering OnlyFans?
Oh, I already got one.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm
Oh
glad.
fuck yeah.
Yeah. You know how many times actually I've been asked about the OnlyFans situation on my stream? I sent feet pics a couple times to my friends that I made on the stream, and they were like, "Yo, bro, you could charge for these." And so now I'm like, I think I'm gonna do that.
Are
You
you
should.
like Tom and I? Do you have ingrowns? Because I hear ingrown toenails are very attractive.
They're in right now.
I don't wait. You
Yeah.
guys have ingrown toenails?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm curious, but I also don't really want to see it.
I'll show you later.
It's
I've
a
been pulling
fetish.
them out.
This is
Yeah.
X-rated. That's X-rated material. We can't.
I
sell
don't.
that.
I have regular ass feet. There's not much like ingrown going on.
Andy,
Yeah, I don't get those.
I'm glad that that's what you're dealing with. I need you to do me a favor. You're on the show second time. I need you to ask Travis something. How was his week? Ask him for me. Ask him for the people at home. That's what they want to hear about.
Travis, how was your week in Antifa headquarters?
Thank you. My week was all right. Let me see. I got a new camera. I got a GoPro, so now I can take videos on the go.
Are we getting shrimp live streams?
What's going on with that?
We are. I think I might start a mukbang channel and eat like shrimp and rice pudding.
Fuck yeah!
Yeah,
I-
but yeah, I know. I'm excited to content create again.
I
Now that
actually,
I've got this GoPro, I can get active. I can run around.
You're not going
you
to
could-
run around.
No, I'm gonna have the GoPro pointed at my titties, and I'll have my shirt off, and it'll stabilize my tit.
It'll save from chafing nipples.
yeah, like walking simulator.
Mukbang is no joke, man. I did that a couple times on my stream, but not intentionally. Because here's the thing, it's like a stigma online where if you're a streamer, people are like, "Don't fucking eat on stream. We don't want to see you eat." So people like hide their cameras and shit. And I'm like, "Fuck that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna eat." But it's not gonna be a mukbang. It's just gonna be like I'm eating.
A man eating.
So so one time I pulled up early on, like months ago, I pulled up with meatballs in a bowl, and my friend Amber, she asked me, she's like, "What are you eating there?" And I was like, "I got meatballs," and the meatballs slid out of the fucking. The fork fell out of the bowl and splashed meatball juice all over my keyboard and my screen, and
Dude,
I
that's
was
hot.
live, so I had to like live on the internet clean my whole shit from meatball juice, and that was
Did you get
embarrassing.
canceled because that was super hot?
No, I've been canceled a couple times though.
yeah?
They
Wait,
cancel me
what?
sometimes.
What is the name of your Twitch account? I don't
It's
think
Garbage
you-
Andy.
There you go.
Garbage Andy.
Trash
We're
boy.
gonna
So
plug
people
this
know.
more later
Don't
at the
stop.
end of the show. Come on.
All right.
Come on, you're here
Cody,
now.
how was your week?
My week was good. I've been experimenting with non-gas station CBD, like actual CBD, not like the stuff Mike vapes.
Windex.
And it comes from like fucking honey, and I'm just so unsure about it. It's just like, oh, I paid $60 to not get high, and it satiates the oral fixation, and it gets rid of like micro back spasms I have while I'm
Cody-
trying to sleep. That's about it.
Riveting.
I don't know if it's worth it.
Riveting news.
Doing meth with Winnie the Pooh is not doing CBD.
Well, that is a
Christopher
difference
Robin,
of opinion.
bitch. You're Christopher Robin. Tom, who are you this week besides Christopher
Wow.
Robin?
This is great.
Yeah, we just painted Cody as the meth head he really is. We're also on Twitch now, smoking meth.
I think that's against the terms of service.
Well, they don't
Yeah.
know. Allegedly, we're having fun
Allegedly.
here. You can't prove anything on a podcast. Something I've tried to prove over and over again on this podcast, and people keep coming back, is that my life is relatively boring, but people want to hear more, so I make it up.
Well, here's a question: have any of you guys ever done this podcast naked?
Cody once.
Did you
That
actually?
wasn't on purpose, though.
What do you mean not on
that's
purpose?
that's
We're
that's
taking
some
a
behind the
break.
scenes.
What the fuk do you mean? Wait, so full naked?
No, it's
No.
it's roast mortem lore. He was having a good time. Let's Cody. I heard
Cody
yes.
has a mirror in his room.
Yeah, I also know you happen to have some research done for who we're
Oh,
really
yeah.
roasting.
Okay.
I gotta let up on you. I feel like I'm watching you boil in the face right now. With the
No,
things
I enjoy the harassment. It's
Okay.
actually quite charming. This is like, these aren't tears. These are just vapors of charm.
It's
that-
your CBD tears.
Yeah, so
Well,
you're
you know how it
welcome.
works.
So weed Christopher Robin, who is on the chopping block?
Tonight we're doing the one, the only, Ned Kelly. And if you don't know who that is, you're not Australian.
Wait, is he related to Machine Gun Kelly because he does rap but punk as well?
No,
Sick.
he is not. It's Ned Kelly, the Australian, slightly more modern version of Robin Hood. Also featured in this episode, the corrupt, bumbling authorities that are the Victoria Police. So
well, if you make
This
a bunch
claim-
of the criminals police, think about it.
think about it. It's a good time. That's a
Tom,
sitcom unfolding.
Tom, where's King Parrot from? Is this about them?
I don't know. I think one of them's from like Tasmania. They're nice guys. I talked to them.
Down under.
All right.
They're down
I don't
there.
like-
So, disclaimer, the adventures of Ned Kelly take place in the late 1800s Australia. There's no dash cam or security cam footage. There's polarized views and dissonance in the history books because it's a corrupt government's word versus a criminal fugitive's word. So it's like, man, most of the stuff we're listening to is Kelly's POV, Kelly and his cohort's POV. But yes, tonight's subject is a murderous villain, but it's okay to like him because on the other side of him is shitty, corrupt Australian law enforcement. So we're in for a sticking it to the man type of episode. And
Cody,
buckle up, get on my excitement level.
Fuck
good.
yeah!
Cody, I gotta say something. Are we
Sure.
once again going to destroy downloads for other true crime podcasts with this episode?
Not really.
Because this sounds true crimey. And when
Sounds
we
true.
do true crime, everyone else takes a dump.
We're not going to do that style because Ned Kelly's like killings are like Mr.
fun.
Magoo comical.
Cody,
Yeah,
no,
they're cheeky.
Cody,
they're
they're not
cheeky. That's the word, cheeky.
Cody, we need downloads. You guys say
you.
that we're going to talk
I
about
don't
It's a
want
true
those
crime.
falling out
downloads.
people's bodies and like maggots coming out of their legs.
This reverse psychology for I don't know who on, but we don't need any downloads. Okay, Cody, continue.
Why are there maggots in legs?
Dude, that's where they live, dude. You ever seen a fly come out of your leg? That because it's born that way.
Travis is dead from the
See a
knees
doctor.
down.
Wait, but Cody, we're doing like a good day, mate.
Yeah, get the
but
asks
but he's like
going.
Robin Hood
Yeah.
with more beer.
More whiskey, apparently.
Oh, okay, cool.
Nice.
So, quick research note. All of my fucking research tablet kept autocorrecting Ned Kelly to bed jelly, and I just thought that was fucking hilarious.
Just keep it that way. That's his name for the rest of the episode.
I love bed jelly. My socks are lined with it.
Hell
Edward
yeah.
Ned Kelly. Edward Ned Kelly was born in Beveridge, Australia. His birthday is most likely in December 1854 or in the following July. Aussies not too picky regarding the bookkeeping and birth certificates, apparently. Daddy Dearest was an Irish convicted big thief turned moderately successful gold prospector. Mummy was a nondescript Sheila and daughter of a business owner.
A woman.
Yes! Using proceeds from the moderately successful gold prospecting, the family bought a cheap farm. The problem with buying a cheap farm is that the farm is fucking cheap. The soil was akin to pocket lint and mulched crustacean shell. The crops surprisingly failed, and Daddy Dearest did the only reasonable thing and drank the family into poverty.
Yeah, but if you got land, like, why don't you get a few chickens? I'm just saying, they don't need land, they don't need dirt. You just give them treats, and then they'll give you treats, like eggs.
Is that how it works?
Eggs
Yeah.
and buffalo
Like, here's
wings.
a Kit Kat, and then they fucking make an egg.
Yeah, I work for Tyson.
What kind of
I know
treat?
how it is.
What kind of treat do they like?
Could you imagine going to work for the farm via Halloween trick-or-treating? I got to get out there and feed these chickens. I need different outfits.
I don't know why the fuck treats immediately made me think of Halloween candy.
Well, yeah, you're
spit.
supposed to get up at the crack of dawn and feed your chickens with nerds.
Oh, hell yeah.
And if you go on vacation, you just buy a bunch of nerds rope, and then they can eat it themselves.
And they have a fight club for the nerds robe.
The only drawback here is that you need a good, steady supply of chicken insulin.
Nerds rope and pocket jelly sound like two things that we're fucking that are going to be a theme of this episode.
Yep.
I like to get my nerd rope pocket jelly supreme fucking package all together in one.
Well, if you would assume that all your children would be nerds, you'd be tossing a nerd rope.
They do be. But also, you made me think of something else. Chickens eating nerds, is that where we get Easter eggs from? Because they are colorful as fuck.
It's stretching. That's
now we're at-
I couldn't say no, but I also know it's stretching.
I'm here to derail your podcast in stupid ass ways.
Cody,
Nah,
continue. I'll get
Yeah,
him.
we're going. He's going into Illuminati territory. So Cody, please.
The farm was liquidated, and the family moved to nearby township called Avenel, circa 1864. At the age of 10, our subject tonight, Ned, saved the life of a 7-year-old boy who nearly drowned. Ned was awarded a green silken sash for his bravery and would wear it for the rest of his life.
That's it's a wonderful life bullshit. He couldn't hear, and he went to war.
He could hear.
Not well.
That okay, bit of a stretch. Also not Cary Grant. So continue.
Oh, that was
Gregory Peck.
No,
bitch.
that was James Stewart. Another Hollywood
Oh,
hottie,
yeah.
but didn't have
Whatever, they're all
the
the
Cary
same.
Grant.
Okay.
I'm still recovering from last week.
In 1865, Daddy Drunkest went out and presumably got intoxicated and came back with just a mountain of raw beef. And it was just like, family, eat this quick. And his family's like, oh, where'd that come from? And he's like, I found it. Shut up. Now, the concept of law and order was super fucky during this time.
Wait, Cody, you can't keep talking right now. We're talking about a mound of beef.
Yeah, what the
I'm
fuck
still
are you
talking about
talking
it.
about?
I'm still talking about
Yeah,
it.
so let
Okay.
him finish talking about it. Then
Yeah.
we'll get into the mountain of beef.
All right, I'm just excited. This is like my life,
Yeah.
dog. You okay?
Keep it the fuck down. Let Daddy get there, okay? So, concept of law and order super fucky during this time in Australia. It was mostly transported convicts, such as our subject's father. The Victoria Police were given like too much power, and legislature was often written to give the benefit of the doubt to plaintiffs and the police. You know what I mean? So, like in America, it's like you got to prove the guy is guilty. In like this time and age, you got to prove you're innocent. If copper's like, what's going on?
Right.
So
Which is
during this period, it was illegal to be in possession of mystery meat, aka like if a fucking police officer is like, "What is that and where'd you get it?" and you couldn't answer satisfactorily, he'd give you a fine, like a huge one, like a stupidly huge one for a farmer to pay off. And when you couldn't pay it off, he'd throw you in jail for 6 months.
So look, Travis would do terrible in Australia in
Yes.
this time period because you have a cop. He would be standing on a corner waiting for a horse bus, which I think they had in this time.
Yes.
Cops comes up. Hey, again, where you get those 2 hams? Can I see your ham license? Come on, Travis, I need your responses. Can I see your ham license?
Officer, sure, here it is. This is not kangaroo.
These aren't hams, these are your titties. What's going on here, mate?
Where'd you get those?
Where'd you get these? Well, where's your titty license? Because I really want to see a good titty license guy.
Yeah.
All right, officer. If you let me keep this kangaroo tail meat, I will let you suck my titty for a couple minutes behind that dumpster.
It sounds like brown milk to me. You're going
Arrest
to
him.
jail. You're going to
No!
jail forever. You with your
This
hands.
is New Zealand. That's
I
you
can't
go
tell
to
the
jail.
difference.
You go
It's
to
the
jail
same.
forever.
It's all fun.
All right then.
Well, the one thing I'm not is good
Same
at
thing.
nailing it.
Listen, so
On
here's
fire.
where I'm at thought process wise. Regardless of meat license, what the fuck is mystery meat? Because I feel what's happening here, where Cody's going with this, is that this is human meat, and I don't like that. Because how the fuck can't you tell the difference between regular ass meat and human meat?
Well, I don't know about that. Cody just froze.
I just broke Cody.
Yeah, you
I think
just
I'm crashing.
he crashed.
No, we got cut off after someone was trying to suck Travis's ham titties behind a dumpster. So nothing really.
All right, so Andy, why don't you pick up with that thought that you had?
What was my thought?
You were thinking about human meat. All right, Andy's
Yep.
swallowing. He's swallowing human meat.
This is the best type of fucking. What was it? What was Cody's man's name? Boy Juice or whatever.
Ned Kelly.
Ned Kelly.
Ned Kelly.
Yeah, bed jelly. Okay, so Cody, I feel like
Yeah.
where you're going with this fucking mystery meat is that it's human meat, because I know you and I know this podcast, and I like, you don't just pull up with mystery meat. You don't
No, no,
call
no.
it mystery meat. You could have called it beef. You could have called it.
It is beef.
You could have called it anything else but mystery meat.
No.
And it's, so like when you
No,
say
no,
that,
no.
you arouse suspicions.
Yes, rest assured, the beef that everyone's eating is, in fact, cow meat.
So why didn't you
It
say
is
that?
beef? The law is against mystery meat. Meat you can't account for. This is a law done to deter and prevent cattle rustling.
Oh.
Oh.
So, like, if an officer is like, "What's all this? Where'd you get it?" and all you can say is like, "I found it."
So
Found
the
it.
type of meat
gonna be
is
like-
not the issue. It's the origin of the meat itself.
Well, it could be also the
legality.
type of meat, because like if like a rancher's like missing a cow and you've got a bunch of chicken meat, the officer's not going to care.
Oi,
you know what I mean? But like if a cow's missing and you've got a bunch of steak, the officer's like, "Where'd you get that?" And you can't answer satisfactorily. The officer's going to start doing
Yeah.
his fucking
They'll
horseshit
be like,
on you.
oi, you get that from Tinder or Grinder? What's that meat?
What kind of meat is that?
Got that from Grindr, sir.
You got those roast beef.
Good on
curtains?
you, boy.
It's great. Okay, so now we got this thing. It's
Okay.
legalized meat.
Is it? Wait, was it legally proven meat or no?
Ned Kelly could not satisfactorily answer. He probably went out drunkenly, killed a cow, butchered it, and then brought his, hungry family meat. And then an officer probably noted a local rancher missing cows,
Wait,
and then like poked around and found like this family had beef they couldn't account for. He's like, "Oh, you're the culprit."
so that means he went to jail, which is his home. Australia is a jail.
You
Now
get fired
stay
to double
outside.
jail.
Is that true?
It has a penal
What?
colony.
It's a penal colony.
A penal colony?
Like if you took your penis and put it into an anthill because you were a bad boy, that's where they'd send you.
Fuck.
That's
Yeah.
where, they send all the bad boys of England and Ireland down to Australia. This is
Yes.
why.
Like our
Oh,
subjects.
now I
Yeah.
understand what you meant by penile colony. It all came.
No, penal, not
I'm a little bit
penile.
late. No, I like penile better. You can call it that.
Let's continue with the podcast.
What happened
So
with
this
this
is-
boy?
So you got fined the impossible amount and then got thrown into fucking jail double, because it's Australia, for 6 months. So again, this is a little backwards because, Ned's father is asked to like explain where'd you get that instead of the police building a case of the cattle rustling. So slightly backwards. Ned fined an amount, as I said, couldn't pay it, impossible amount, got thrown into jail for 6 months. And this isn't you've been a bad boy and wait in your comfortable cell on that cot for 6 months type of jail. This is you turn this boulder into gravel with nothing but your molars type of fucking jail. You know what I mean? This is hard labor fucking prison.
Right, like Amazon warehouses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit like that. So, and, you know, fucking really bad stuff. This ain't union approved labor, very deregulated.
It's
And
Australian jail.
It's not good.
I think it paints a picture.
It paints a picture, and this also paints a picture. It was so rough that when Daddy Dearest got out of jail, he more or less fell over dead just after 6 months of hard labor.
Even the wildlife will fist fight you there. I mean, those kangaroos, dude, they're fucking mean. Like
They
Colin
are
McGregor's
evil.
with fur in a pouch he could, like a fucking fanny pack on.
And the
Yeah.
inmates will fist fuck you. And
Yeah,
you don't
it's
have a
proven.
choice in the matter because
Nope.
you're in jail. So congratulations. Let's move along here. That's enough jail talk.
So the big takeaway is Victoria law enforcement indirectly sentenced a family man to death just for stealing a cow. And it wasn't for greed. This dad was just trying to feed his family. So this put our subject tonight, Ned, a 12-year-old at this time, at ends with law enforcement. She's like, fuck you, Victoria Police. You killed me dad for feeding me.
I'd feel a little, what do Australians say? Buggered.
That's fair. That's fair.
I'd
to say.
be buggered if someone killed my dad because he bought bread from a shady man. I don't know.
Michael, wait. So I thought you said he was just about dead. Did he die as hell after he left prison?
He got out of prison and then like got back to his family and then immediately like fell over dead.
He did.
Oh,
He did
okay.
one
Sorry, I
free
didn't realize.
wank.
He
He came out and he was like, "Ugh."
he did one bed jelly and then went and then
Yeah.
laid into the bed that he had made.
one rope of justice and then dead.
Oi,
Yeah.
Ned, not here to fuck spiders, mate.
Shit.
It's fun because
So,
Australians say
so
that.
what you're saying is that's the origin story. That's the like what's the fucking uncle from Spider-Man?
Uncle Benjamin.
Uncle Ben?
That's Uncle Ben. That's the Uncle Ben origin story. Whereas though you're great with power comes great responsibility.
Yeah.
And then he
But
fucking
in Australian
he was
accent.
like great power comes great responsibility. Is that what they sound like there?
Yeah, as he
pretty much.
told to his son as he final coomed
Yeah.
and made it weird.
He did his final bed jelly. He said, "Bed jelly, go out there, do the justice for your daddy." Oh, and then he died.
Yeah.
That's exactly what happened.
I don't know much for Australian women, but I think that was probably for the better that he kept it that way. Continue, Cody.
Ned and his family relocated to a strip of fallow land outside the township of Greta.
What's a
Our
fallow?
fallow means it can be used for farmland if somebody put in the work, but no one's put in the work.
Oh.
So it's
That's
lush but unkempt.
That's like my bathroom. Like it could be nice, but I don't clean it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you
got
could
them
grow an
pubes.
eggplant.
Yeah.
Which is basically if anyone today decided to buy a farm. Like Ned Kelly is what, 12 years old right now? He has
12.
the option to work. But unfortunately, every 12-year-old today is a victim of Minecraft and Fortnite. So they wouldn't have the time to work and
Victims.
feed their family. Oh,
Yeah.
such victims.
Fucking Gen Zers or whatever they're called.
I don't know, Zoomers.
Yeah, Zoomers in their Minecraft and Fortnite.
Yes, victims. I
Bless.
feel bad for them. I feel
I do
bad.
too.
They'll never
Well,
experience.
Cody's one of them.
yeah,
so.
A little
Cody,
bit.
he's ageless.
Yeah,
That's not an Asian joke.
that's true.
Okay, continue.
Are you ready for an Asian joke, though?
Yes.
Our boy Ned gets his first unsavory personal brush with the law during an altercation with a Chinese pigmonger named Ah Fook.
Fuck! That's the easy joke. All right, so going downhill from here, because that
Oh,
joke
yeah.
wrote itself.
Yeah.
And we don't get a lot of those on Roast Mortem.
That person's name is in a history book or some sort of website.
Oh, yeah. Ah Fook.
We read a lot of books here.
You want pig?
Unfortunately-
Ah, fuck.
Wow.
What is it? Kung Fu? Is it karate? Which one did they fight?
I think Kung Fu is Chinese, karate's Japanese.
Okay, well, here we are. That's facts now. I want
But
to cover
Ned-
the facts. Pig Kung Fu.
Ned just
Yeah, it
knows
seemed-
fisticuffs.
Pugilism.
Yeah.
It seems to have been a fight involving a large club, 10 shillings, and Ned's sister. From my takeaway of the ordeal, Ah Fook came across Ned's sister and asked to purchase drinking water from her. The sister assumed the water was for pigs and sold Fook untreated creek water. And Afuk tasted the beaver piss in the water and proceeded to try and take back his 10 shillings. The sister took exception to that. Ned shows up with a fucking club and hits Afuk around a little bit.
I fuck you! I fuck you!
What's Bed Jelly's sister's name? Is she hot?
I think it's Annie. Annie, yeah.
Any jelly will do. So now you have a woman who's done the wrong thing because she probably wasn't listening. And you have a Chinese man.
She
who's-
doesn't speak Chinese.
He's being abrasive. I'm not painting any favorable pictures here. That would be irresponsible. Now you got Ned Kelly coming in like PayPal, like just
Yeah, crypto.
Yeah, just fucking up whoever ran him the wrong way. You were buying illegal mushroom drugs with PayPal money. Now you're dead. But it's piss water. So continue.
Fook tattled to the Victoria police. Ned was arrested, however, authorities had to drop all charges as no unbiased witnesses came forth.
Gotcha.
So at this point, a 14-year-old Ned was in full fuck the police mode and began cohorting with his maternal uncle's extra-legal horse-stealing activities. It's Australia. Of course your uncle steals horses. Go, have a boys' night out with him and take horses.
You want to go on a walkabout and, we could go, like, steal these long dogs. They got long tails. They run real fast, dog. You want to get it?
I have an uncle, John, who lives in Massachusetts, who used to steal horses as well.
Yeah,
And I give him a lot of credit. It's hard.
It's common.
Yeah, I have dreams as well.
That's an
You need
expensive ass
horses?
animal.
Yep.
They
Yeah,
can make
it
you
is.
money, and they're fucking beautiful, and you got to take care of them.
And before cars existed, it's a horse thieving is pretty much Grand Theft Auto in this time frame.
Yeah.
So like make it akin to stealing a big old car.
Yo, we
at
all
this
played Red
day and
Dead.
age.
Yeah, wait, that made me think. For a second, I was like, wait, that's a great idea. We should make a game like Grand Theft Auto, but there's horses. And then my dumbass was like, oh, but Red Dead. That was my entire thought process within like a
Thank you for
3-second
sharing.
fucking frame. And then Travis reminded me that it was already done.
Yo, but what if all the cars had legs?
But hold up, put the prostitute on the horse, though. And then fucking kick her off and take my money back.
I mean,
can't-
but at this time in Australia, we're like Wild West. We're like Jim West Desperado,
Yeah,
right?
dude. Australia had its own Wild West.
What the fuck
It's
time
a
is it
weird
again?
thing.
What time period?
Right now, it's 1869.
Ooh.
There'll be movies played by a guy named John Wayne.
John Wayne.
Named Will
Jonathan
Smith.
Wayne.
Jonathan Wayne?
Jonathan Wayne.
Yeah, Jonathan Wayne's just now come to play his Pat in the movie.
Hey, playing his pot. All right,
Pat.
hey.
Sue me. Continue.
1869, Ned is introduced to his first bushranger contact, the infamous Harry Power. Good porn star name.
Everything's about bushes and hair and fucking bed jelly. What is this fucking?
It's Australia,
going on?
mate.
Yeah.
All right.
Imagine
Yeah,
living in
how
a
about-
place where you wake up sweating
Yeah.
all the time, every hour on the hour. You go to
for
bed,
various
you're,
reasons.
you're just waking up sweating and thick. You smell like a cactus.
Wow.
There's no cactuses in Australia. I just made that up. Could be real. Point
I
is
died.
that Australia is bad. It's a good place to put criminals.
Well, all right. This
You're
is
not
real
wrong.
talk. It is not a tangent. So just keep this in. How thick do you think Steve Irwin's bush was?
Probably really thick. He probably had one of those cocks that was like perfect, Not
Yeah.
huge, just perfect.
Like if the
I'm thinking
stingray,
like a full didgeridoo.
if the stingray was a little lower, I think the barb would have just got caught in the pubes, though.
No, the stingray would have caught the barb.
Imagine that was the story instead. It was just like Steve Irwin saved by fucking huge bush. the stingray tried to penetrate our man's, but his pubic hair deflected the sword of faith.
He's
Yeah,
all
headline.
paper mache down there.
Yeah.
He doesn't know. He doesn't
What-
wash.
so-
he's a bushman.
I can imagine Steve Irwin's dick actually is like so it's like a good dick, but like probably got like 1 or 2 scars on it.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
There's
talking-
no
of
way
course.
he doesn't have like at
He's-
least 1 or 2 marks from
No,
like
like
some
his
snake
dick
biting
looks
on his.
his
Yeah.
dick looks like a Bond villain.
Yeah,
It's got koala
right.
gnaw marks
it's
on it.
hot, but it's also a little bit fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking like, look, if Steve Irwin got into stock market exchange, his dick would be perfect because you don't really put yourself in the line of fire there. But on
Goes
the other
up, it
hand,
goes down.
The guy
Well
has been
worn.
bit by a million fish, and animals. What are some?
Wait, why fish?
He's swimming.
Why did you?
He got
pick
killed in
fish?
the water.
Was fish the first thing you thought of?
Well, I wanted to
Stingray's
build
a
up,
fish.
and then I realized that fish are always looking for the worm, so it works. Okay, here we are.
All right, Cody. Tell me about
Continue.
people.
I'm
with,
sorry.
Yeah, tell me about people with more bushes.
Bush Rangers. For the uninitiated, think of them as roving highwaymen that would flee into the bush once they committed their acts. So imagine pirates, but instead of the high seas, it's the Australian bush.
Ah,
So, as I said earlier, it's the southern hemisphere equivalent of desperados.
Jim West, Desperado.
Yeah,
Wait, so
that's
do
it.
they have? You know how like Australia has more spiders and they're scarier because like I've seen that. Like I had an Australian friend and he was like, "Dude, every time you poop, you have to check for a huntsman spider." Do you think their Wild West spider was bigger and badder and spookier?
And was mechanical and shot in nylon webs.
Yeah, Cody,
No.
you did the research. No,
Cody, you did the research. Can we get your comment, please?
yeah.
What did the research result in? Did we get anything about the spider rope and if there are mechanical roping happen out there?
No mechanical nylon shooting spiders in this episode. I'm sorry to disappoint.
Satisfactory answer? Move along, please.
I don't know. That might not be true, but okay. We're
An
all about
interesting-
truth here, but you know.
God damn it. An interesting thing about Bush Rangers is they have a network of sympathizers. This was because, like, the fucking Victoria police were goddamn bullies, and most of the continent were ex-convicts anyway. So your local average Joe sided with Bush Rangers, given the choice between the corrupt police and Bush Rangers.
Fuck the police.
Fuck the police, like, is pretty much the, like, sub-motto of this episode.
All bush rangers are bastards.
Wow, what is that?
Abrub?
Yeah, there you go.
Abrab.
Like
Abrab.
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 I'm putting that on a fucking t-shirt and I'm going to make it for you guys so your listeners can buy it.
That might
You're
be
welcome for the free merchandising.
that might be a slur. Just look
Yeah, it
into
kind of
before
is a
you-
slur.
Careful.
I don't like this, actually.
I don't like that one.
So, as a fledgling horse thief / bushranger, our boy Ned builds his survival skills and familiarizes him to this clandestine network of criminal sympathizers. And this is what gives our boy Ned his edge over law enforcement.
Okay.
So Ned Kelly and his accomplices pull off about 3 armed robberies in the early 1870s. When Ned is suspected of these robberies, he's thrown in jail. Now, these legal proceedings outline how fucking, circus and clown shoes Australian, law enforcement is. The first 2 armed robberies had no witnesses and 0 evidence, and the authorities still kept him in fucking jail. Because they're like, oh, well, his fucking family probably intimidated the witnesses to no-show. So just keep him in fucking jail. And when the 3rd robbery was investigated, one witness came forth and said the perpetrator was Aboriginal.
Oh, put him in jail.
no.
He's dark. That's what they would say back then.
That's what they still
Yes.
say.
They still say that shit.
Yeah, you're right.
That's why we say abrab.
We have. Well, I think that
Whoa.
is
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 very
that
close.
actually a slur?
No, yeah, there is one that's very close to what you're saying.
I had
Yeah.
no. Listen, you can cut me out. I don't know.
No,
what I'm
you
saying.
haven't said the slur yet.
You're good
but
so
you are-
far.
You
you're
haven't
on-
said it.
Let's put it this way.
I actually have no idea what the slur would be.
You're on a phonetic diving board at the moment.
real close.
Yes.
I'm real close.
Going up
At
and
the
down.
bottom of it is a
I don't want to get canceled.
It's a
Don't
bunch
cancel
of
me.
bed jelly that is basically irremovable racism that you will get all over you.
Don't cover me in the jelly.
Okay, you're fine now. So
Don't
we're not
look
going
me
to
up.
push anymore. Let's
good.
keep
You're good.
going.
So the eyewitness was like, oh, that's Ned Kelly wasn't the perpetrator. The perpetrator was Aboriginal. And the police officer was like, well, that was probably Ned Kelly just between baths with shit on his face. And that made him look like 7 shades browner than
No.
he appears now.
Was
So
that
it's still probably
legitimately?
Ned Kelly.
They really
Yes.
said that.
They were like,
Really?
oh, he didn't bathe, so like he was probably browner while he committed the crime.
Oh, that's terrible.
That's shitty police work.
I mean, that's like if CNN and cops were friends. That would be a good defense.
Wow.
Like he was doing blackface, so put him in jail.
Well, I also think that Dog the Bounty Hunter is a lot whiter than he looks.
Well,
He's got that leather.
Wait, is that the dog? The one that, what's that name? The guy with the mullet?
yeah.
The Florida guy?
Dog.
He's in Hawaii actually. He lives next door to Cody.
Yeah, Cody and him hang out and drink beers.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, his favorite is Bush.
You're serious? Are you serious right now?
Absolutely not.
Oh.
Have
But
you
he is
seen
in
him?
Hawaii.
Cody, you're in the same area as a person. Have you seen him?
No.
Cody
He's
ha-
elusive.
There's a bunch of islands in Hawaii, Travis.
Cody,
okay.
Cody, have you considered parking your car somewhere and racking up some tickets to see if Dog the Bounty Hunter would break in your door?
and
say-
just hit me with bear mace.
Yeah, that would be a lot of fun.
Bear mace. Wait, is that mace for bears?
It is, but
Yes.
did you know this? If you know, pay attention now. This is good to know.
Science.
So bear
Science.
mace is actually less harsh than human mace.
That's fucked up.
Well, because bears are very sensitive in the nose and eye region.
They're endangered.
They're all endangered. Yes.
Because they're not humans.
So the idea is that they don't need as harsh of a punishment as
So you want to
humans do.
spray those bears with the chemicals.
I mean,
It's basically Cool Whip with pepper.
you guys
in
could
it.
talk. You guys could talk bears all day, but let's go back to Christopher Robin, the man that's sucking on Winnie the Pooh's honey dick.
All right,
for his
do it.
CBD juice.
So with all this flimsy eyewitness accounts, that was still enough for the police to be like, nah, you did it, and kept Ned in jail for 3 fucking months. And again, this isn't 3 months of, playing solitaire in an air-conditioned room. This is hard labor shit, mate.
My goodness.
it's no fucking Martha Stewart ass jail.
They make them
No,
bloom the
no, no,
onions
no.
in jail.
Crying.
Yeah, but you have to jump into the oil with the onion. You're holding the onion.
You have to
Yeah.
hold the onion.
No, you got to bob for the onion as if it was bobbing for apples
Yeah.
In hot
the deep
oil.
fryer. Yeah.
All right.
Additional law enforcement fuckery unfolded when a horse appeared on the Kelly homestead. Ned's brother-in-law knew exactly who the horse belonged to. It's like, oh, I know whose horse that is. The brother-in-law is also friends with that horse's handler. So it's like, oh, I know who owns that because I'm the friend of the guy who's in charge of it. So Ned's brother-in-law was just like, I'm going to keep this horse here, feed it, care for it. I know the handler is going to be in town in a few days. I'll just let the guy know his employer's horse showed up at my homestead, and he'll just take the horse back to his owner. Easy peasy. And it makes perfect sense. You know what I mean? It's just like, oh, I know, like, the missing property. I'll wait till the guy who owns it or, deals with it shows up, and I'll give it to him.
How nice.
Is that how it works? It's like,
it makes
oh, I know
sense.
whose that is. When they come get it, they can fucking have it back. Is that what people say when they steal shit? They just like take
They-
someone's shit and then
it
they're like,
wasn't-
oh, I know whose
It
that
depends
is.
on the culture. It really does.
I don't think it was
you
really
serious?
stolen, but keep in mind, like, people lived far apart in Australia.
Oh, fair enough.
So, like, you couldn't just run it back.
Yeah, you can't just
to
be like, all
whoever
right,
it
yeah,
owned.
let me bring it back to him.
If you knew that guy was coming to you, it's just like, all right, I'll hold on to it. I'll let you know when you're in town. Take it back. Easy peasy.
Okay, that makes sense.
All right. So my favorite murder dog. This is some horse true crime. I don't even know if you guys are even ready for these downloads.
I don't want any downloads, okay?
It's horse true crime.
horse crime.
Dun, 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 dun. And then the horse, it's the big dog, and it has a large penis and a tail, and people stole it.
Wow.
Well, that's exactly what the owner thought. The
Yeah.
owner thought, like, oh, I didn't lose the horse. It was taken from me. It was stolen. So that horse was reported stolen. And Ned was the unfortunate person to borrow that horse for a trip into town.
Oh.
So Ned has no idea he's riding a stolen horse into town. And he's going through town on this hot horse, quote unquote, and a constable recognizes the horse and is like, that's stolen. That's that Ned guy that gets into the brush with the law. Ned's a horse thief.
So if you
So-
just find a Honda Civic, like with the engine rolling, and you're just
Yes,
like,
if
I'm
a
gonna
Honda
hang-
Civic wanders into your house.
Yeah, I'm just gonna get in this Honda Civic and go buy some taquitos at 7-Eleven, and then
What?
you get stopped, and you got stopped by all cops are bastards, and they're like, "Give me it! You stole it." I'm like, "No, it was outside. It was on. Somebody. It was a Christmas present."
Let me ask you something. Is it yours? Is the hot horse yours?
You guys keep saying hot horse and you're making me think of furry shit. Are you going to fuck this horse or what?
Yeah, I was getting there.
Is that what you were trying to get to?
Well, let's put it
Little
this way.
bit.
There's a reason that we lack on our Discord game.
Why is that?
Afraid of furries.
Why are you afraid of them? Accept them. They're part of this world.
I won't. I need some kind of hate speech.
Stop
and I'm tired of
kink
racism.
shaming.
I think racism is wrong, and I think a lot of things are wrong. Hating furries is
Is A-okay with you?
I don't.
fine for now.
I'm not into the.
until
I'm
I
not
learn
into,
otherwise.
Yeah, I'm not into the kink shaming either. I think we should have an adult version of Disney World right next door in like Orlando 2, Super Orlando,
Like right
where
next
everyone's
to it.
penises are out. Yeah.
So
That wouldn't be fun for very long.
that's a very extreme thing. That's like I love the idea of like taking the child version and putting the adult version directly next to it.
No, embrace shame.
It's
all the
across
time.
county
It's
lines.
like putting a sex shop directly next to like a candy store.
What's wrong with that?
It's like his and hers. It's like, okay, kids, go get your candy while mommy
All
go
right.
gets her dildis.
Fine. Then we'll move adult Disneyland to Louisiana. So you got to cross the water.
Okay,
Get there.
You have
Water
to cross
keeps
the water.
kids out.
You can't take your car. That
this
you
side of the
own.
Mississippi, baby.
No.
Come on down.
Where is the biggest adult store in the world?
Probably New York City.
Think so?
We got
Well, either that
Sponsorship?
or like Amsterdam.
Probably
or
back in
something.
the day, like when Times Square used to have like teeth,
Yeah.
but we weren't really active then. Let's keep going, Cody.
Cody,
keep
what else you
going.
got? Tell us some more
I should
things.
hold-
This constable sees, stolen horse and a slightly fucky ex-convict type guy on top of the horse and jumps to the conclusion like, oh, Ned stole that fucking horse. So the constable goes up to Ned. He's like, hey, Ned, good day, mate. Can I get your signature at some paperwork at the jail? Just, like you're in town, might as well get this over with. And Ned, giving the officer the benefit of the doubt, is like, oh, it's law enforcement. He needs my signature. What could go wrong? So Ned goes to the police station, and when Ned has his back turned, the officer tries to get Ned into like a sneaky submission hold. Like, I gotcha. Like,
Oh, just like
you're
that guy
You're gonna
that was-
answer.
Just like that guy that was trying to eat that Chinese dinner. The best Australian.
Oh, yeah, that's a
Oh,
great one. We should.
Succulent
Don't know his
Chi-
name.
Chinese dinner.
Well, look,
Succulent
that's a
Chinese
video.
dinner.
That's a video. Let's put that up on the Discord or for fun on Patreon, just so people could see it.
But
Oh,
this
it's
is
not
what
a
I'm
content.
imagining as Ned Kelly.
Well, what
Yes.
you're imagining is something that a lot of people are not familiar with. How's that for apples?
Can I just transmit my brain to everyone?
Shut up.
Never.
All right, continue, Cody.
Keep that to yourself. So he goes for like this sneak submission hold, and Ned's like, the fuck? And like knocks the officer off, has no idea what's going on. He's like, this is not me giving you a signature. Unhand me. And he pushes the officer off. Fortunately for Ned, the officer's service revolver misfires not once, not twice, but 3 times during this skirmish.
Aussie bullets.
Shitty Aussie bullets.
Need those USA school shooter bullets. Those fucking
when you,
rip.
When you pull the trigger on an Aussie bullet, it goes the wrong way out of the gun. Ned fought back, knocking the officer to the ground. Ned mounted and started grinding on top of the constable
Hot.
in an effort to weaponize his boot spurs.
Oh, that's kinky, dog.
The officer wailed in pain. Now, when it looks like 2 men are having dry gay sex on the main street of your town, it attracts just a little bit of fucking commotion. A group of onlookers congregated at the spectacle and pulled Ned off the constable. The constable took retribution.
But Cody, if they're seeing 2 gentlemen making love in the streets, and their first reaction is to pull the one gentleman off of the other one, that's fucked.
Yeah,
It's a little homophobic.
There's big spiders
Well,
in Australia.
it's fucked for multiple reasons. Because one, you might blow out his asshole from fucking pulling out too quick.
Oh wow.
And 2,
Okay. Okay.
either
It wasn't
that.
going there, yeah.
I mean, there's a bunch of things that are wrong with that scenario.
Yeah, we all know how that should have panned out. As soon as they were caught
like that.
fucking in the street, and everyone should have went around them, and say, "Give them their rights. Give
Yes.
them their rights."
Well, they should have protected them from all the spiders.
Yeah, there are a lot of them there.
Mm-hmm.
You're
Yeah.
not wrong.
Logistics.
Let's
So-
see the rope. Let's see the rope.
Wow.
Go.
That's weird.
Go more.
Go more harder.
Dude, that's one of the cool things about gay sex, though, is that there's 2 ropes.
Shut up. Shut up.
No,
Sometimes.
but that's cool, though. Because regular straight sex, there's 1 rope.
It
Not
depends-
necessarily.
Yeah, I mean, let's put it this way. Shut up. Cody, continue.
So the constable took retribution for the skirmish and indignity by pistol whipping Ned until he was a mass of raw and bleeding flesh. So,
Let's imagine meat wad.
yeah. Be mindful, Ned has no fucking idea what's going on. To Ned, all he did was ride into town with a horse borrowed from his family member, and next thing he knows, a quarter of the town jumps him and an officer is beating the living shit out of him. He's just like, what the fuck is happening, man? Ned was charged with horse theft. When questioned on his whereabouts on the day of, the horse going missing, Ned actually had a rock-solid alibi. He was in jail.
Can't beat that.
So-
Yeah,
can't beat
that's
that.
all. Yeah, I was thinking very Long Island, and then my Australian caught up with me. Hence, you can't beat that combination.
No, just
Yeah.
rock solid.
Yeah.
It's an alibi. So instead of releasing Ned and apologizing for the confusion, the Victoria police changed the charge against Ned from horse theft to felonious receipt of a horse.
That sounds like a jazz album. Who cares?
It just
It also
we're
sounds.
splitting hairs.
Yeah.
I keep thinking of furry shit. I don't know what
You
happens.
do. Are you okay, man?
Yeah,
talk
I
about
don't know. I'm a furry. It's chill. Tom, am I kicked off?
No, we'll talk later. You might have to change my mind, like some kind of conservative
I'll-
father dealing with
I'll teach you how to. I'll teach
an
you.
alphabet person coming out. But
I'm
tell
coming.
me.
I'm coming for you.
Okay.
So it's this weird fuck you, counter fuck you with Ned and the Victoria police. The police are corrupt, but Ned isn't exactly an innocent, little guy either. It's Australia. No one's a fucking saint.
Dude, they got an opera house.
Is he still 14?
77 now. So he's a teenager. So September 18th, 1877, Ned was arrested for drunkenly riding his horse on a road intended for pedestrians only. He
All
spent
right.
the night in a whole, it's shit. It's
No.
like jaywalking on a horse.
Well, I'm just saying, how could you get arrested for drunkenly riding a horse?
Flopping around.
Over- a pedestrian
The reason why
walkway.
you wouldn't take a car is you'd be like, officer, I'm not in a car, I'm on a horse. It
Also,
knows
cars
where it's
haven't been
going. If the
existed.
horse isn't drunk,
Yeah, exactly. If the horse hasn't been drinking, I see no issue.
Yeah, no, but the horse can still stomp people out, though.
Gale.
yeah, but that's if it's a good boy, it won't do that.
But like vehicles, you could just. The thing is that it becomes a deadly weapon because it could smash you. But a horse could also stomp you the fuck out.
Yeah, but a
When
horse
drunk.
has a brain.
That brings up. All right. I just want you to think about this. I don't want it to be a discussion, but when is Elon Musk going to jail for selling Teslas that kill people? I'm not saying he should. I'm saying when. Okay.
when?
Hopefully soon.
It's
Him
fun.
and his fucking Grimes ass wife.
I would say because their child is a computer name,
Yeah,
that child should go to lost
that's
and
some
found
clown
or
shit.
jail.
That's some
Yeah.
clown
That's
ass.
They
fun,
asked
but
off.
that's South African news. We're in Australia.
That's true.
Different South.
Yeah.
So
Different
Cody,
racists.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm actually very interested in the progression of this. I'd like to know what happens to Ned
Oh, you're gonna love
Because
this.
because
Taking my host
so in my
position.
headcanon he's fucking 16,
Oh yeah.
and so this I equate my life to then, and my life to then was playing Halo and jerking off a lot.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
so my life comparison to being the fucking getting the shit kicked out of me from riding a horse by the police and the townsfolk is very different than my experience as a child.
Yeah.
So how does it go? What happened?
So rides this horse over a pedestrian walkway, and the police are like, "Can't do that. Fuck you." Ned spends the night in jail, sobering up. And the very next day, Ned slipped away from his police escorts whilst they were en route to the courthouse. Ned ducked into a cobbler's shop for refuge. Ned caused a huge scene, keeping the police and shop owner at bay while resisting the handcuffs. A skirmish broke out, and Ned's pants were ripped off of his body.
Cool.
An officer, taking note of Ned's plums swinging in the breeze, attempted a scrotal submission hold, aka the act of blackballing.
You trying to grab his nuts?
He tried to grab his nuts and squeeze it until Ned put the handcuffs on.
Oh no!
Is that some Australian jiu-jitsu?
It's called blackballing there, apparently. So
I'm gonna
No,
get
that's like some Krog McGraw or whatever the fuck that shit is called, where you kill people immediately.
Scrum, my God!
It's Scroat McGraw. You fucking grab the scroat. That's it. It's that's what they teach the kids. They say just kick them in the dick.
Is that what they teach him? I mean, imagine protecting your manhood while you're doing this. And going,
trying-
it's not for sucking. It's not for sucking. It's not for sucking. Just grab
Away.
it over and over again. It's not for sucking on it.
just trying to make sure that they know that you're not there to sexually arouse.
Yeah, exactly.
To
Give me balls.
cause
Give me
pain.
balls. Give me balls, mate. I ain't for sucking. Give me balls.
At this point, a customer walks into the shop and witnesses the ordeal. A grown-ass man ham-fistedly squeezing another grown man's family jewels. This customer scolds both of them, Ned and the police, shouting, "You should be ashamed of yourselves!"
I just said it wasn't for sucking. I just said that. You walked in when I got him. I forgot to keep saying it.
So this man keeps falling into these weird homoerotic situations. I'm seeing a trend right now.
He Mr. Magoo's into these weird, like sexual confrontations with the police.
Sexual confrontation.
He's like sexy Robin Hood. Robin Hood was like,
Yeah.
he was sexy in his own way, but I don't remember Robin Hood getting his balls grabbed in fucking public and shit.
I think the term sexual confrontation is something we need to introduce into society.
Yeah.
Sexual confrontation.
Well, sexual confrontation, like, imagine this, because we've all been there. It's like when you go and you hook up with someone, and then the next day you go to the bar, you hook up with someone. Next day you're like, that was terrible. Sexual confrontation. So on paper, it's fine. It just is that.
Except with police, though.
So everyone knows
Yeah,
that
it's
it's
fine.
fine.
and you're also a minor.
Yeah.
We had a sexual confrontation.
Yo,
and,
wow. Yeah,
I mean, we always forget this aspect.
Andy with his slurs and his.
I'm not
What is
slurring
going on?
anything. I just asked Cody like 3 minutes ago, how old is Nut Rope or whatever his name is?
He's old enough.
And you're like, he's fucking like teenager, and we're talking about grabbing nuts in public and scolding grandmas
Right,
and
not for
shit.
sucking. But look,
I don't know what's going on anymore. I'm enthralled though. I want to know more.
The customer eventually talked Ned down, pointing out handcuffs are vastly favorable in lieu of a policeman's meaty claws digging into scrotum. And
I
just
hate
before
this.
we move on, I want to give like this Australian just goodly like solicitor of cobblers a gold star because he like walks in on this scene and just like, hey, knock it off. You put those handcuffs on, you get your hands off of him.
yeah, he's just trying
Leave
to
him
get
alone.
boots. This is
Yeah,
he's not
he's
there
just
for
trying
a
to get
show.
his shoes fixed.
Yeah.
And this is going down, and he keeps his cool, and he talks a fugitive to putting in handcuffs. Amazing.
Well, I'm not sure. He's got his balls in the hands of a man who probably has washed said hands for
Not
for a
consenting.
long time. Non-consensual ball grip. It probably would have gone that direction anyway.
And not sanitary.
well,
I just want to know when.
You
like,
have no idea where his balls have been.
I just want
Yeah.
to know when the man is gonna steal shit and like be Robin Hood.
yeah.
When is he giving back?
Well, we'll get there.
I have to go blackball myself and grab my balls really hard and squeeze the urine out. That's usually how I go to the bathroom.
That's how.
That's where the pee-pee is held.
Travis
Yeah.
is a very ill man.
The pee-pee is held in the balls, and you
Squeeze
just
it
squeeze it
out.
out like an orange.
Fix it. Go fix it.
I know, but I think I'm lactating, guys.
You have been lactating for several years. I think it's
we didn't want to
pretty
say.
hot.
We didn't want to
I
say
would-
anything.
I would try Travis brand milk, Travis brand cheese.
You do really
Wow.
well in
No,
Japan.
Well, it comes out straight as yogurt. But Cody, how are we doing with Ned Kellyman?
So the last we checked in with our man, his balls were being grasped by the law.
Well, they were released, and Ned was, talked into, putting the handcuffs on. The officer was talked into unhanding the manhood in question. But handcuffed and presumably limping off, Ned turned to the man who manhandled his man meat and declared, "I never shot a man yet, but if I ever do, so help me God, you'll be the first."
Oh God! Dang,
Oh.
that accent was okay.
All right, nice.
Listen, I get it.
Do you?
So what happens next?
Assaulting the police was added to Ned's rap sheet. Ned was ordered to pay the bill of the tailor who mended the police uniforms. Ned was in jail again. He behaved and got released early, though. So he does take his lumps. He's like, he's like, fuck this, but I'll do it. So right now I want to talk about something called the Fitzpatrick incident, and this is a violent but not serious thing that puts Ned even more on the lawless road.
So is he going to be like the Undertaker now? Because it's violent, but it's also not seriously violent.
It's getting there. It's
Okay.
getting there. We're gonna get many a wave of crimes from Ned.
Who has the urn though? Like that creepy guy.
Paul Bearer.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like, who's Ned Kelly's Paul Bearer?
Uh,
A koala.
I'm probably his younger brother Dan Kelly, which
I got these ashes, mate. In it. Yeah.
In it.
there you go.
I heard
In
an
it.
in it in there. Dang.
So here's the Fitzpatrick incident. Constable Fitzpatrick was sent to the Kelly homestead to take in not Ned Kelly, but Dan Kelly, the younger brother. The charge was horse thieving. Oh boy. Fitzpatrick set out, stopping at a local hotel for a brandy and lemonade chaser on his way.
Quality drink.
Oddly specific. Why do they have that in the books, but everything else is a lie?
You'll see in a minute. Fitzpatrick arrived at the Kelly homestead. No one was home except for Ma Kelly. Fitzpatrick waited with her for an hour for Dan to return. That must have been awkward. Just a police officer is in your house. You're the mother. He's like, what you doing? He's like, waiting to arrest your son.
Oh,
Do you
yeah.
think that maybe did some stuff?
No.
Okay.
Just like
I
some
was
of
checking.
the worst small talk ever.
I know.
Like,
I feel like
oh.
they're just sitting at each other, listening to like the clock tick in the living room.
So this weather's terrible, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's been terrible the whole time.
I grabbed your
No.
son's balls earlier.
Nope, not that guy.
Coming right along, that boy is.
He's got some
I
good
did the
plums. I
research.
say, You married a good man. He's got plums on him.
He's got some good plums, Dave.
I did the research. Fitzpatrick was not that guy, rest assured.
Yeah, but he wanted to.
Maybe. So he's waiting with, Ma Kelly for an hour. Dan finally comes back to the house like, oh, shit, what's this about? And the constable's like, I got to take you in for horse thieving. And Dan's like, well, shit, my mom just made dinner. Can I eat here before we go to the jail place?
Oh, Mom made ravioli. You better
Probably.
wait. It's good. It's got koala meat in it.
Well, that's the thing. Officer Fitzpatrick didn't want to be bothered to feed his, captive on the road.
Right.
So he's like, yeah, sure. You eat with your mom, and then we'll head out, and I'll take you in.
We're going to get an Emmy for this episode. Continue.
The amount
Well,
of
also-
botched accents alone.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
it.
Well,
Keep
also,
going.
like, that would never happen in America.
No,
Like, that
no.
wouldn't be like, all right, we're going to arrest you, but first we're going to shoot you
No.
in both legs,
Yeah.
and then you can have dinner, and then we'll drag your corpse out of the house.
Yeah.
And then
no.
we'll shoot your mother.
Exactly. They shoot first in America.
Well, I mean, the whole food feeding thing, it's just like, well, the state gets $100 every time this guy eats a buttered roll, so I think we'll take the money, bitch.
Exactly.
You're not feeding your
I
kid.
don't want your fucking ravioli. Come with me. Get down on the ground.
Kanga ravioli.
Very nice. Very fun.
Yeah.
So Fitzpatrick agreed, allowing Dan a closely supervised supper. Excuse me. Mid-supper, Ned burst in and ambushed the constable, shooting him in the arm. Ma Kelly grabbed a shovel and clubbed Fitzpatrick unconscious.
Nice, Ma.
Fitzpatrick awoke to Ned, demanding his bullet back.
That's fucking, dude, that's so hard, bro. That's like, fuck. You just, imagine that. You just fuck. It's like an ultimate badass move. It's like, yeah, I fucking shoot you. Hey, you motherfucker. I'll take my bullet back now. Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck? He sounds like a fake ass made up character.
Yeah, but he also
Well, he
could be
did-
really cheap. Like,
Oh, true.
I kind of
He
need
need
that
that back.
back,
Yeah.
I'm sorry about the bother. It could have been two ways.
That's fair. That's why
Ned
I didn't
actually-
think about it that way.
I'm thinking like a stereotypical Jewish John Wick.
Oh.
John
I
Wick.
need that back, please.
John Wick.
Well, it was John Wickstein, but we shortened it because there was Wicksteins that lived across the street from us. And
Hollywood.
they were awfully nice, and they had been here a few weeks longer than, and no one really liked us anyway. So we decided to rebrand.
Tom's Jewish. You can't cancel us for that.
You can't do anything.
This Ned actually didn't want the officer to walk out with ballistic evidence embedded in his arm. So he's like, here's a knife, dig that out, give it back to me, and then you can go.
Oh, so he watched like what's that? The Adam Savage show.
Why didn't he just dig it out himself? The fuck did he ask him to do it for?
I don't know.
I don't think.
It's dirty.
Do they have tweezers in Australia?
They kind of just didn't want it obvious that it was a gun that inflicted that wound.
Right.
Because bullet wounds look like a stab wound if there's no bullet in it.
Right. Well, a round knife.
A
Run
stiletto.
down dagger.
So Fitzpatrick carved the bullet out of his arm with a knife and gave it back to Ned and ran for his life. In the aftermath, Fitzpatrick ran for his life, making it back to the hotel where he had that brandy and lemonade earlier, and proceeded to down another brandy to calm his nerves. So
Okay, hold on.
this guy named Fitzpatrick has 2 drinks in him.
This is the cop.
Yeah.
Right. So you just to be clear, you started this whole event with violent but not very serious. Now, who's the authority on us to say whether this was serious or not?
There's the Ned Kelly, the Kelly family has a differing account, which I'm about to go through now.
Okay.
So the Kellys say Constable Fitzpatrick, the dirty Irish fuck he was, showed up to the house drunk and could not produce a warrant. Fitzpatrick only had telegrammed orders to arrest Dan Kelly. So that he's like, that's not a warrant. That's just someone telegraphing you to arrest my brother. And at that point, Ned was just like, you'll have to get the fuck out of my house. At which point the officer, presumably drunk, denied. A skirmish broke out. When Ned tried ejecting the officer from the homestead, Ned said the officer scraped his arm very deeply on the door's deadbolt, causing that arm wound that may have been a gunshot.
Wait, but this is like Mad Max land. Like, they don't have warrants. They just cruise up in their fucking Harley and they're
They
like,
needed a warrant, I guess.
oh, I gotta get ya.
I think they needed a
you
warrant.
can't disprove it because back then they built houses with lots of extra length on their deadbolts.
And no surveillance
Yeah.
cameras.
Right.
All right, so they went to court about this. They're like, guess what? My boy is innocent. He just was eating ravioli and this man broke into our house.
I'm going to Hungry Jack's.
Is the rest of this film going to be about a fucking courtroom scene? Because fuck that. I
No,
want to
no,
skip
no,
to
no.
the end.
Yeah,
No, no,
skip
no.
to the
No.
end, Cody.
We're not in courtrooms. Whoever you side with, Fitzpatrick tattled on Ma Kelly for the bonking with the shovel, and she got 3 years of hard labor.
Oh, and the
Oh.
fucking husband couldn't take 6 months with a little bitch ass. He fucking
The
walked out
husband's
there.
dead.
Walked out there and died in the fucking kitchen like a little bitch, and the mom's out here like smashing rocks for 3 years, comes out looking like Terminator mom, ready to fuck everybody up. She
These guys can have
survived?
seven
She
more
survived?
Do I
She
hint
survived her
speculation
hard
there?
labor.
What?
Well, you see, I'll stop you there. She's definitely stronger than her husband.
What a little weak bitch
We
he
know
was.
this because she lived
Yes.
more than one rope's worth.
What's her real name, Angela White? Because I think
Her
she could survive
name
in jail.
Her name was Ellen,
okay,
actually.
Angela White. Okay.
Okay, that's fine, I guess.
Yes, many
So-
stakes through the heart and vagina.
Ow.
There were one or two other like bit players, like neighbors of the Kelly household, that were also like convicted at this time because they like helped Ned ambush the officer allegedly.
Okay.
But it's this whole like cops versus like
Sounds like
arrestees.
sounds like the that's kind of the theme of Australia at this time period is cops versus people.
Yeah, word versus word.
Yeah.
So after this Fitzpatrick incident, Ned and Dan have to go in hiding in the Australian bush. Luckily, they're bush rangers. They're good at this already. So the Victoria police are like, oh shit, fugitives, let's go get them. Yeah. So after like formulating a general idea of their whereabouts, they send out 2 search parties, 4 men each, in search of the Kelly brothers. I'm going to call them the Kelly gang at this point because they like pull in 2 or 3 more people as like gang members in
Well, there's
their
not
ranks.
much going on. It's not like anyone's sitting at the table to decide what $50 they're going to give their college to apply to go to surmount themselves in endless debt. They're just sitting in on a porch that's made of some brittle wood, going, my life is over already, and I'm 15. So
And they're
Yeah.
like, ah,
I was retired since I was 12.
yeah,
right.
exactly.
Anyone got a smoko?
Yes, easy to a smoko. You run across a few of those people, it's very easy to make a
Ziggy.
gang. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
here. Okay.
The Kelly gang.
Kelly gang.
If you're
So-
Australian, I'll tell you this: you weren't alive during the 1870s, so you're lying. Whatever you say to me, I don't care.
Yeah.
filthy ex-convict.
Yeah, dirty.
Smoko.
I love you. Actually, you're really cool.
I love your accent.
Yeah. it's
Anyway, a search party went into Stringy Bark Creek, and I love that name, Stringy Bark Creek. So
It's like a string cheese, a lake of string cheese.
It's delicious. So a 4-officer party goes into Stringy Bark Creek, to scout and potentially arrest the brothers and any additional cohorts they may have, taken into their folds. These officers disguised themselves in plain clothes, attempting to pass as civilians until the time was right. One constable, Lonigan, wandered out in the bush in search of, not joking you, kangaroo meat for dinner.
Oh, kangaroo tail souffle is great.
That's stir fry.
That's normal.
marvel.
Normal food.
Normal stuff.
Yeah.
Lonigan cannot find any kangaroo and instead settles on parrots. So Lonigan shoots a bunch of parrots and throws them on the fire for dinner.
What? How do you throw a bird on the fire like that?
Yeah.
That smells
make
like
a
some
stew out of
burnt ass
it.
fucking
Yeah.
feathers. That smells like shit.
Yeah, that's a fucking terrible
I don't
meal.
eat that fucking disgusting, chalky ass bird parrot feather ass. Don't nah.
I mean, a parrot is just a smart. Yeah, a parrot
Well-
is a
well
smart
said.
rat with wings that can talk to you. So, like, almost like a rat. If
What
you
does
stare
it
at
say?
it long enough.
What does it say?
Colorful rat.
You got ham tits? You got ham tits? That's what I would train mine to say. Keep people
And
away. And also keep them self-conscious. Because
also-
I'm a promoter of shame.
Why are we going for parrots when Australia has a natural resource of bin chickens?
Oh, bin chickens. I forgot about bin chickens.
They're garbage bags with wings. No one
Yeah,
wants to
what?
eat the interior of said garbage bag.
Well, I'm just saying, you want to have a Whopper that flies to you? Bin chicken.
I fucking love those trash animals so much.
They're gross.
I know, they're such good boys.
Travis, you're the one that told me about them, and it changed my life.
It's really.
I want bin
mean,
chickens in my fucking life so bad. I'm jealous of that.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
Let's get them
I do
over
too.
here. They'll probably have no natural predators because they stink so much.
Yeah.
All right. Any Australians want to ruin our ecological, shit? Send us some bin chickens.
I would love to
Introduce.
go to our P.O. box and just find a bunch of dead bin chickens. Like, oh, okay, thanks for getting this across customs. COVID and everything. I got a few dead birds here because I don't go there often.
Hey, the
That'll
meat's
be
still fresh.
$137.
Listen, you just throw those bin chickens on the fire whole, and they're fucking good. Okay, they get nice and crispy.
It's got Australian
fermented.
stink on it.
It's kimchi bin chickens. But anyways, this man's eating kimchi bin chickens.
So there's two officers on the away party. They're out looking for Ned Kelly, and there's two officers at camp. One of them is making tea and cooking these fucking parrots. The other one is, I think, cleaning his shotgun. So the shots Lonigan fired to, bag the parrots actually alerted the Kelly gang as to where the police camp was. So just before the officers could enjoy their 5 p.m. tea, a voice booms out from the bush. "Bail up, hold up your arms." Kelly and accomplices burst out of the bush, armed to the teeth, disarming both officers without any incident. So it's like, we got your guns. Don't move.
Did
Gotcha,
they
bitch.
eat the parrots?
No
that
parrots.
They were cooking? No, like
No.
the Kellys, where they're like, oh, well, since you got this nice parrot here.
We love
don't
eating
know.
shit.
Before you take me to jail, can I eat this here bin chicken? Fucking
Yeah.
extend the
So-
same courtesy, all right?
All right.
Yeah. So be mindful these cops are not in uniform and trying to pass as civilians. However, Ned did not forget the face of the man who throttled his balls to the point of rupture. Yes, Officer Lonigan was the guy that grabbed Ned's balls in the cobbler
wait,
shop.
Wait, you said rupture. His nut popped?
His almost to the point of rupture. Excuse me if I misspoke.
God. You really
So-
you made me scared for a second.
No, Ned is just like, I know you.
You're
You're
Ramadan
that
Steve.
guy. You're that guy that twisted my balls, literally.
I think I'm in love, boy.
And just to recap, the last thing Ned said to
Then
Officer
they
Lonigan.
made out. They made out. No, they made out. I know this part.
The last thing Ned said to Officer Lonigan before this encounter was, I never shot a man yet, but if I ever do, so help me God, you'll be the first. Ned, keeping his promise, pulled the trigger point blank, planting a bullet in Lonigan's head. Lonigan crumpled to the ground, screaming, Christ, I'm shot! And then died.
Wait, he was screaming with his head whole?
Yes.
This
Yes,
event
that's
probably
the
was preceded
creepy
by
thing.
the largest and most exaggerated shoulders lifted and head tilting of
These
all
motherfuckers.
time.
And then also, these motherfuckers, they have like muskets. That shit left the barrel going like 5 miles an hour.
No, this is a little
It's an
after
underhand
muskets.
softball pitch.
Yeah.
This is an
Probably
AR-15
called-
Australia. This is pre-burn the guns, and it's pre-fucking AR. So what we got fucking like it's a glorified arrow.
I would have gone to Australia just before they did the burn the guns thing. Opened up my own Hunger Jack.
What?
Doesn't matter. Continue. Hunger Jack
America.
is what they call Burger King in Australia.
Ned and his cohorts kept the surviving officer at gunpoint as the police camp was looted. Ned asked the officer of his intention. The officer replied something to the effect of, "We're here to peacefully apprehend you."
We're here
Ned-
to grab your balls again.
I want to grip.
Peacefully.
I heard they're real squishy.
Let me see.
Yeah.
Let me see them balls, boy.
Let me see them balls.
Ned retorted, "What's all the ammunition and guns for then?" Straight-faced, the officer replied, "For kangaroos."
Okay. He may have been
Guns
telling
drawn.
the truth.
What did he use on
Kangaroos?
the parrots? Bullets.
Yeah,
Kangaroos throw a mean right hook, you know what I'm
they're good
saying?
at sucker punching.
The kangaroos
Guns
have
drawn.
big dicks.
Yes,
I don't know.
I've seen it.
Very confidently, Travis.
Yes.
Yes.
That's it. That's all.
Yes.
We can move on.
That's all.
No, I have very interesting.
moving on,
fascinating
Travis.
Look up animal dick. Okay, keep going. Keep going.
Guns drawn. Ned demanded the surviving officer call out for the two unassuming officers that were on the away team and convince them to surrender. When this transpired, the two unaware officers thought their comrade was joking with his pleas for surrender, and deciding to play along under the pretense of horseplay, one officer reached for his revolver, and the two unassuming officers were subsequently shot to death in the confusion.
So the Kelly gang just yeeted this whole fucking set of cops.
Yeah,
Right, but
This
the thing
is
is,
squad
it wasn't
fight.
in cold blood. It was, according to this account, it was a botched surrender. Like, he pointed the gun at the hostage, like, call out for your teammates, ask them to surrender. And when the officer did that, the two away teams just thought we're having a camping trip and having some horseplay. Let's play cops and robbers.
They're not the
Right.
smartest.
No.
Well, to put this in terms you understand, it's like if you go to a bathroom, right, and there's a whole bunch of urinals, and you unzip your fly to go pee, you're gonna pee. What if you just unzip your fly and then walk out of the bathroom? You're gonna get shot.
You're going to get shot.
That's true.
Yeah.
You ever seen a man with his fly down? You can't let that fucking stand in
No,
public.
you have
No.
to murder that man in cold blood.
That's the American way.
Yep.
Yep.
And then sneeze in his wife's face.
Yeah. Throw her off a cliff.
And grab his balls.
In no particular order.
Yeah.
Up until this point, Ned has either repaid his debt to society or his transgressions were contested. Like, maybe they happened. These 3 police murders are hard evidence in the books. Like, he even said, like, yeah, I did it, but I had gumption and reason behind me killing those 3 officers.
Is that what he called his younger brother, Gumption Reason? That's a really long brother name. Hey,
nickname,
brother,
I guess.
Gumption Reason. Got that behind me. Let's shoot these ball grabbers in the face. Enjoy your fried rabbit. Parrot. That's what I meant to say.
Parrot rabbit?
Doesn't matter. You know what's fun about this story is that we're in an outback of sorts. We're having a good
Yeah.
time.
Steakhouse?
We're blooming our onions. We're going all out there. We're introducing our listeners to new territory. Unless there are Australian listeners, to which we sound like idiots.
To which you just
Yeah.
lost all of them.
No,
within
we
the
have
first,
some- we have
within
some
the
very
first
loyal
5
listeners.
fucking minutes
We
of
have
the
some
podcast.
very, very loyal listeners who will write us angry letters, but still will be our friends. I promise. And I-
Angry letters sealed with a
Have
kiss.
you guys gotten angry letters?
We've
I could
got
ask that later.
Yeah, we did, but we've
yeah.
had some really funny ones. Continue.
The officer being held hostage managed to steal back a police horse and fled for his life. After abandoning the horse, after it became exhausted, the sole surviving officer hid in a wombat hole and awaited sundown.
The most Australian
Using the-
place to hide.
Yeah,
I
this is
know.
Rocco's Modern Life hole.
He was a wallaby.
Yeah, that's a wombat. Whatever. It's the same thing. Both W's.
Criminal.
Using the stars as a guide, the officer trekked 20 miles westward back to civilization and reported the shootout to his superiors. A 500-pound bounty was put on Ned. The Kelly Gang were officially deemed outlaws under the Felon Apprehension Act. This act completely stripped Ned and his cohorts of all rights. If a civilian were to capture and execute a non-resisting like Ned in cold blood, that civilian wouldn't have to face any legal ramifications.
So, Cody, what you're telling me is they made Ned an Aboriginal.
Wow.
I mean, yeah.
I'm not even gonna
An
I'm not even gonna touch this one, 'cause
honorary
this-
Aboriginal.
The last one just sounded goofy. This one sounds like something that would
I
really
know, it's
get
terrible,
our,
but
our,
that-
our Australian listeners off this. We're not fucking talking about that.
Additionally, the Felons Apprehension Act
Jesus
made it so if you, a civilian, sheltered a known outlaw, fed or sheltered a known outlaw, that would earn you 15 years of that hard labor.
Okay, what if you
I don't like this
unknowingly fed them?
You'd have to prove that.
What
It's
if
like, I didn't know.
Here's the deal: if Mama Jelly could do 3 years, bet your ass everyone else could do fucking 15. Worth
Yeah.
it. Worth it.
the husband
I
was
just-
he was probably stressed out already.
He was a weak ass runt of the litter.
He was
The worst Kelly.
He was totally gone. He's strung out. He's a piece of eucalyptus, all the way from China,
Yeah.
being broken in half by black and white Chinese bears.
An embarrassment.
Officer, I didn't mean to feed them. I just leave Chef Boyardee out on my stoop every night for Santa Claus in hopes that he will give me trinkets for Easter.
So, this draconian bit of legislation, the notorious Felons Apprehension Act, wasn't actually in the books when Ned killed those guys. It was made after Ned did it. So, you bet your ass some people had no idea this was a law they had to follow. So, if some unassuming bloke let Ned eat the pickles off his Hungry Jack Whopper, that guy's on the hook for 15 years of hard labor.
Ah,
Like I said, leaving it out for Santa Claus. Labor Day, Santa Claus.
An awkward side effect of this law is if Ned and gang had money and wanted to peacefully buy food, the person selling him food would resist. Because, like, I'm not giving you food because I might go to jail for 15 years. So Ned, even if he wanted to peacefully buy food, had to rob for his provisions.
That happened to
moving
me at
forward.
Panda Express one time.
okay. Well, tell us that story really quickly.
Well, I wanted to get 3 of the meals in my combination. They only gave me 2, and I felt like, hey, I
Did-
want 3.
Okay, so
I didn't
did-
want to order
did you-
another one.
Did you did you commit a hate crime?
No.
Cool. Cody,
But here's the
continue.
thing, though. If you want orange chicken and you want the prawns and you also want lo mein all at once, you should, as a man, as an American man with good dollars. And maybe it's not the same thing in Australia. Maybe they don't have Panda Expresses in Australia. I don't know.
Maybe their money's not worth anything.
But here we go. Cody, keep telling me about Chinese foods and the origins
So,
of Australia.
If you were running a lemonade stand and someone like Ned moseyed up to you and was like, 1 please, and put, money for the lemonade down on the table, and you gave him the lemonade, you'd be in fucking trouble. However, if Ned was like, 1 please, with his revolver poked in your eye, you could give him the lemonade, and if Ned left money, that's totally fine. If Ned had a gun in your face. So the act of having a gun out would absolve the vendor of guilt. So future robberies committed by the Kelly gang were sometimes like comically cordial and well-mannered
Oh, that's fun.
because the law totally backfired. Now, knowing all of this, I want to talk to you about the Uroa Wade. Wow, the Uroa Wade. Uroa Raid. That's hard. That's hard as
Say
shit.
it again. Say it better with peppers.
Uroa Wade.
you all right? You all right?
The town is Uroa. It was a raid. I can't say those 2 words back to back somehow.
I all right?
Yeah. 1878, Uroa. Raid goes down.
Uroa
And it was
Raid.
the most
That's easy.
it was the most gentlemanly hostage situation ever. Ned and company burst into Young Husband Station, which is half eatery, half general store.
Young husbands.
Young Husband, exactly how you'd think it would be spelled without the space in the middle.
Good
All right,
dads.
so again, Ned Kelly rolling into this weird homoerotic zone.
This ball's going to get grabbed again in the good dad zone.
Good
Hey,
dad.
welcome-
Oh,
No ball grabbing.
Welcome to
Andy,
Young
what's
Daddies.
that? What's that game? Since you're a streamer, what's the game where you got to find your father in the showers?
What?
Have you played that? Find your dad in the shower?
Is that Mario?
It's like Dad Shower Simulator or something like
Oh
that.
yeah, Dad's Shower Simulator.
That's a good one.
We gotta
Yeah, I
play
know
that.
about that game. I don't stream it though. It's a little
Too
spicy.
It's not on the.
Too
it's
Well,
not
I'm
on the
just
list of
saying, this
approved
man's
games.
walking into the showers and be like, "Are you my dad? Give me a meal."
Yeah.
Yes.
Who's
He
daddy?
Daddy. So Ned burst in with his gang, and he's like, meal for each of my men and feed for each of my horses. And Ned has his guns out, but the employees notice, like, Ned isn't pointing the guns at anyone. Ned's just kind of holding them and just using them to gesticulate and talk.
Beautiful.
So the employee realizes what's going on. He's like, oh, you're throwing me a bone so I don't have to go to jail for 15 years when I give you food.
This is a
So-
holdup, okay?
Exactly. Very well-mannered, polite holdup. And the manager on the clock said, well, of course, if the gentlemen want any refreshment, they must have it. So Ned walks in, guns out, but not pointed at anyone, takes all the male customers and herds them into the storeroom, the back of the establishment. Ned lets the women just hang out, and continue eating their meals. A traveling salesman accidentally wanders into the situation, and Ned takes him hostage too. Ned loots the wares of this traveling salesman, taking his wardrobe, but leaving exact change for the things he takes. So you see what's going on. He's like, this is a robbery. I'm taking this.
Right.
Here's exact change for it, though.
Okay,
wink,
that's-
wink, 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 wink.
That's a good way to do it. It's like it's a story arc that it's like, oh, this is a good, oh, I got shot today in my ass with a roll of quarters. That's not so
Wink,
bad.
wink, wink, wink.
It's just my ass. There was already a hole there, and it's 1970. A roll
Gotta-
of quarters is 3 months' rent.
You got to put those quarters somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. So, but woe is me.
Well, see, all right, here's the thing is, right, you got to roll quarters. Like, I'm always kind of jealous about ladies, how they have a bra and they could stash things.
You're always jealous of ladies in a lot of
No,
ways.
I am. No, I am. They can stash things in their tits, right?
Mm-hmm,
But a roll of quarters, a man can stash it. And there ain't
But a lady could stash it in their hole too.
They also have anuses. We have
But
no
they
advantage.
also have titties that they can put the quarters in. I'm just saying.
Men have no advantage over women, and that's why the wage gap exists, so we can be compensated
You guys are acting
for that.
you guys are acting like male urethra isn't a possibility for quarters.
It's
Very
it's not.
true. Very true, dude. No.
Tom,
Andy's coming out this one.
you're being controversial, right? You're about to get canceled if you say online that men can't put quarters in their peepees.
Okay.
I'm just saying every man, that's a
Okay.
great thing. Every man has
Careful,
a fanny,
careful.
a long fanny pack in their front.
It's about the size of a fucking quarter roll anyway. Just open it up. Take a little work, but
Hashtag just open it up 2021 Andy. Garbage
I've only
Andy.
said this once
You're
before.
welcome.
I wish Mike was here. Oh, what is this?
I'm talking about putting quarters in your pee hole. It's easy.
It's smart.
After I do this
Thanks,
podcast,
Travis.
I have to live a life with
Thanks.
that in my mind.
You're welcome.
Okay.
You got an OnlyFans? I think you mentioned that. Why don't you try?
Feet.
It's mostly feet, but I could
Yeah,
start
all right.
doing quarters.
At sundown, the hostages were granted recess to stretch their legs and get fresh air. After an uneventful night's sleep, the following afternoon, the Kelly gang chopped down the telegraph poles to prevent police contact and interference. Ned's men donned the traveling salesman's clothes and approached the town bank just as it was closing. Ned politely forced the bank staff at gunpoint for entry. The Kelly gang stole 2,900 pounds worth of banknotes and precious metals.
Was it out of their own account?
No, that's not stealing. If it's
Okay. But no, I know you keep saying like I paid it off. It's like, please give me $300 out of my bank account.
Ned's sticking
Now.
it to the man, not the common folk. Keep that
Okay.
in mind.
Okay. So and bankers aren't common folk. They don't have families and children and loved ones.
Well, the bankers aren't the owners of the money in the bank. The fucking
And the men-
aristocracy is
and the
the
men
owner
that
of the money
and the
in
men
bank.
and women that make our currency are not family members.
I could see, I don't know for sure, but I could definitely see some kind of anti-Semitic attitude coming from this area of the world at the time.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, that's where that comes from.
I could see Ned Kelly walking up to someone and be like putting his face next to theirs, like cheek to cheek, And he's like, see, your nose is a little bigger. Where's your money?
Jesus. All right, terrible. Let's keep moving.
The Kelly gang was notably courteous to the bank manager and the bank manager's wife. The bank manager even went so far as to invite the Kelly gang for a whiskey shot, given their successful and non-violent heist. It's like, oh, you did it right. Whiskey? Whiskey?
Right. Well, there's no police
Kelly
around.
gang.
I'm sure
Nope.
a lot more bank robbers would do that if there were no police around.
Yeah.
The Kelly gang accepted and drank whiskey with their captive bank manager. Ned and companies consolidated the hostages at the young husband establishment and served tea to everyone. The Kelly gang prepared to ride out that evening, politely requesting the hostages stay put for 3 hours. Just before leaving, Ned noticed a hostage had a fancy timepiece. Ned demanded the wristwatch. The hostage replied that the watch was the only memento he had of his late mother. Ned left the man his watch and rode off.
What a
So,
nice
just
man. Was it an Irish wristwatch?
Oh, good. Very good, Travis. Possibly.
That was very theater of
So,
you.
Wow.
Irish wristwatch.
Say it
Here's-
100 times fast in a bonus episode. Goodbye.
Don't do it. So this Felon Apprehension Act is proven to backfire. The law was intended to have bystanders repudiate and tattle on crooks. In reality, it empowered Ned to become this magical PTO fairy with a revolver-shaped magic wand. Ned's hostages were literally like, oh no, I get to take a payday off drinking tea and whiskey with my mates at the local diner while considerate thieves loot my shit but leave me exact change. I hope the police show up eventually.
It sounds like a good time. I like
It
this guy.
is.
Ned Kelly, he's like, well, I wouldn't say he's Cary Grant, but he's great.
He's
like Gray.
He's Australia's Roger Hood.
Roger Hood.
His name
Roger
is Roger.
Hood.
Actually.
Yeah, Roger Hood. You know?
Roger Hood.
Oh.
Like Cheerio, Friar Tut, have a tug, 1-2 around, HP sauce, French fries.
Tales
they
from the
say.
Outback with Roger Hood and Father
so
Tug
confused.
Job.
Oh no.
After Euroa, see, I can say that word no problem, Euroa.
Wait, but
After
did he
Euroa-
invent the bloomin' onion?
No.
Later, we'll talk about onions
All right,
later.
we'll talk about it later. Okay, I got it.
After Euroa, there was the Gerald Derry raid. Less civilian hostages, but the same hijinks. It was February 1879. The gang approached the Gerald Derry police station and lied, stating there was a drunken bloodbath of a bar fight erupting in the local tavern. To which the on-site police said, "Fuck that! There's only 2 of us. We're not dealing with that." And at that point, knowing there was only 2 officers in the entire station, the Kelly gang swarmed in and took those 2 guys hostage
Okay.
and stole their uniforms.
But like
Great.
not nice hostage for these guys, right? Because they're ball
no,
grabbers.
no nice guys. No niceties for these policemen. So they took them, they stripped them naked, took the uniforms and a bunch of munition from the armory of the police station. The Kelly gang disguised themselves as Victoria Police and walked their horses to the local blacksmith.
Now, is this like a Marx Brothers bit where they dress like women named Victoria who are also
No.
police?
No.
Okay. Does
Victoria is the English colony name.
I know that, but
No,
what
you
I-
didn't.
I'm trying to. What I'm trying to do is make sure that everyone listening to this laughs so gustily that they crash their car.
So you know,
Wow.
And
That's not nice.
Well, no, I don't want them hurt. I'm just talking about like,
Let 'em
falling
finish.
out of a
Let 'em
spot.
finish.
And then somehow, I don't know. I wish our listeners well.
So here's the thing: it's like
And
you know,
I want them to get ill-gotten money.
Don't. Yeah. Okay. Now I get where you're going.
Yeah, I
with it.
just want them to. Oh,
You got it. You got
I'm
that.
hurt
Wreath
now.
recorders.
so everyone's seen Home
Urethra
Alone.
quarters.
Everyone's seen Home Alone, right? Like, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
Yeah.
right. And there's the wet bandits, and they have their mark, right? Then they're like turn the sinks on and it's flood everything.
Right.
Do you think Ned Kelly's mark was just like doing some sack taps? Like,
On people's faces.
no, because he got his balls squeezed. So he's like, and we had to come up.
Oh, just
Like,
slapping all
Yeah,
the
like,
policemen's balls.
Yeah.
Like, you know, the action of like a pinball machine flipper?
yeah.
Like that. Like,
On a nut.
yeah.
I'm gonna
on a
slap him with
nut.
my chin. Ooh, I'm a nasty boy from the outback.
I had to
He may have said that.
I have to push the quarters
Yes.
out of my penis.
You
I've
do
been
you.
holding them in for too long.
As I said, the Kelly gang disguised themselves as the Victoria police and walked their horses into the local blacksmith shop. They asked the blacksmith to reshoe the horses and stuck the police with the tab.
Nice.
Freshly horseshoed and disguised as the police, the Kelly gang forced their way into the local bank, taking a little over 2,100 pounds of notes. Just before exfiltrating the bank, the gang happened upon a cache of mortgages and decided to torch the entire thing to give back to the common man.
These gentlemen are amazing.
Good.
They're good.
Good.
They're good guys, but they killed cops.
But do
So-
we? Well, look, they killed 2 cops. One of them made fruit salad out of his nuts. The other one was eating parrots.
You reminded me of fucking skinned grapes. Y'all ever seen a skinned grape?
I don't want it.
That's what
yeah.
a nut looks like.
That's what the inside of your ball sack?
That's what Bed Jelly's nut came to look like.
Just
It's the
skinned-ass
Jelly
grape?
Gang. Here they come.
Jelly boy.
You know, just a couple screws loose and one nut gone.
You turn my
No,
grapes to jelly.
we did an episode on the Jelly Gang. That was the triple agent from Britain that used nitroglycerin jelly to blow open
Hey, it's
Oh,
the
yeah, we
Jelly
did.
Kellys.
the
Hey,
Jelly Gang.
We
Jelly
talk
gang.
about jelly more often than I thought we did.
you're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, but we don't talk about bed jelly that often, and I want to tell
No.
you more about my bed jelly.
you talk about that
Travis,
every episode.
Tell me about the jelly that your body produces in the bedroom.
I'm gonna sell it for money, and it's like bathwater, but it's straight from the source, not diluted. Cream,
Fresh.
How much for a
fresh
pound?
cream. No, I'm selling it by ounce, dude.
Give me a
400
pound.
It's $420 per ounce.
Can
yeah,
I
but what if
smoke it?
Costco's like, let me get that in bulk? What are you going to do for them?
I'll be like, give me an Xbox 360.
This is a man. This is a man who purees shrimp. He drinks pureed shrimp and clams, and then he produces his jelly.
Yeah.
So it's fresh, made from the pulp of the sea.
You
For
ever
you.
lick a raw scallop?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got eyes. Got eyes for days.
So
Anyway,
it-
Cody, tell us what's happening in Milan.
Ned addressed the bank hostages on a proverbial soapbox. A Ned talk, if you will.
I love Neil deGrasse Tyson. He's funny. He did
proceeded
it.
to justify. He proceeded to justify his robberies and killings. Ned left a 56-page essay that demonized the police and explained the chain of cause and effect that led the Kelly gang into their current situation.
Was it just fuck the police over and over again, like Bart Simpson writing?
Coming
on
straight from the
chalkboard?
underground.
Yeah.
That's what it's like, right?
It was fuck the police in a special type of way. Ned referred to the police as, quote, big, ugly, fat-necked, wombat-headed, big-bellied, magpie-legged, narrow-hipped, splaw-footed sons of Irish bailiffs or English landlords, which is better known as officers of justice or Victorian police, who some call honest gentlemen.
In Comic Sans.
Yeah,
Oh,
Dude, that sounds like a tweet.
that is an insult I feel like we need to respect as a podcast that roasts people.
I respect the
That's
fuck out
good.
of it, but I also am curious, like, way too late into the cast. What was Australia like before the Victorian police?
Happy Aboriginals? What do you want me to say here?
Yeah, with people-
because they it's like they're so angry they're there, which I understand, and I'm curious what like were they having a good old time? Like, was it better?
well, they were placed there at the same time the criminals were placed there.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a battle royale with rules.
It came with the territory, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
exactly.
seen Mad Max though, right?
Yeah.
That's what it is, and still was.
It's not
and
Ma-
every time it was.
It was never that. What's fun about what Travis is saying is that it's in the spirit of that. It's just as dusty. It smells like gasoline, but it's not nearly as fast.
Was Charlize Theron there?
Yeah, it's basically if you go inside the mind of Mel Gibson, Australia is born, and America.
We can't decide.
Simultaneously. The dual birth of nations.
Which side of the bed do you think his feet were born on? I'm going to go feet in Australia.
I'm thinking that it's going to be his feet were born in India because he's about to do some fucking Gandhi fucking biopic or some shit. Now.
Is he?
Maybe.
Fuck him. Fuck him.
He's going to talk about how
Probably.
Gandhi found God.
Cody,
And,
tell
I
us.
mean, Jesus Christ.
Cody.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be Tom. What about the nutsack? What about what about our boy Kelly?
Nutsack still intact. Kelly entrusted the 56-page manifesto to the townspeople. The gang proceeded to loot the more wealthy townsfolk and proceeded to offer whiskey toasts to the poorer townsfolk. The gang captured and disabled the telegraph office and rode off.
They captured a disabled telegrown office man?
A telegrown
They
ass man.
captured and disabled the telegraph office.
This poor telegrown.
A little telegrown.
Ned and company vanished back into the bush, and an 8,000-pound bounty, dead or alive, was put on each gang member.
Cody, every time you say back in the bush, I think about pubes. They disappeared back into the pubes.
Me
I just
too,
can't help
man.
myself, dude.
I noticed you can't help yourself.
This show is about me not helping myself.
This is actively bad for
You're
Travis in all ways.
Your life is about you not helping yourself.
Yeah, you know.
It's fun.
June 1880, the gang plotted to murder a former acquaintance turned police informant named Aaron Sherritt. The gang took Sherritt by surprise in his home, killing him in front of his wife. The gang traded gunfire with nearby police before escaping. Back into the bush, Travis. Expecting police backup to arrive via railroad, the gang sabotages the railway at a sharp turn just before a ravine, hoping that the engine will hit the damage and flip off into the big hole. The Kelly gang, after this would go down, the Kelly gang planned to wreak havoc in the nearby defenseless towns. Like, all the police are screaming that the legs are hurt at the bottom of the ravine. Let's go fuck up towns. And on their fuck up to-do list was blowing up police barracks, burning courthouses, liberating jailhouse inmates, and robbing banks, a.k.a. General sticking it to the man stuff.
Well, that's all fun and groovy, but were they vetting the criminals they were letting out?
Nope. They're just like, you were put here by the Victoria police. That means you're probably a good guy that caught up in some shit. Get out.
That's like that scene in Watchmen where he sets everybody free.
Yeah, but like there was, let's put it this way. Pedophilia is not a new thing. Raping isn't a new thing. The kind of things we should really be putting people in jail for. So
You sound like you're trying to advocate for realistic good things right now.
you know what? I'm drinking.
That's
So I'm not having any
Yeah.
fun.
stop drinking. Sober
Okay.
up.
Sobering up.
No!
Let them all go.
Don't
Watch
do it.
more
So
Marvel
right about
movies.
now, our boy is basically Jared. Subway Jared.
Don't.
Hate him.
Don't just don't. Just put some big ass anime titties on the screen and let's move on.
Yeah,
Before
good idea.
All right.
Before said skullduggery kicked off, the gang did their shtick and politely took hostages and herded them towards the Glenrowan Inn.
That's an anime titty, all right.
Yep.
There, people at home can't see that.
It's as big
Don't-
as my
don't-
head.
A lot of things are as big as your head. There, at the Glenrowan Inn, niceties included free-flowing booze, poker game, music, and drunken triple jump contests. When I'm hammered, I absolutely don't want to go triple jumping anywhere.
What is triple jumping?
It's the Olympic sport where you
Track
do
and
the
field.
hop, skip, long jump.
They
Oh,
do like
just-
they skip and then they go flying in the sand.
All right, sand jumping.
Oh,
Yeah.
Sand
Yeah.
Boys.
Yeah.
That's what I did.
You
I
were a
did it.
sand jumper?
Wait,
Yeah,
you were Sand
that-
Boy?
These sound like racist terms.
Yeah.
These sound like
No, you're-
slurs.
You're just Andy
No,
Sandy.
that's not a slur, dude. I was a sand boy. I built castles and looked for sand crabs. That's what you were doing in school? That's
I was
sick.
jumping in the sand.
You got extra credit for it. You didn't sign up with the right teacher.
Sand boy.
You had that teacher that brought you to the beach as an extracurricular. Oh, God damn it.
curricular.
You know what? I had too much fun tonight.
Nice. During this merrymaking, the local schoolmaster tiptoes away from his captors and combs the railway. The schoolmaster locates the track damage and waves a red scarf at the incoming train, giving it ample braking distance. The police-laden train breaks in time and questions the schoolmaster of the current situation. Having the intel advantage, the Victoria police have the upper hand as they plan to shoot out and siege the Glenrowan Inn. After a huddle, the police surrounded the inn and commenced their opening volley of fire with about 60 hostages still in the structure.
I feel like this is any time that I go to a hotel that's like quality. Like that has in their name. Like quality. Like that happens. Like the fire
Quality
alarm
Inn.
goes off or like,
Quality
I don't
side
know.
road.
yeah. Something happens. There's always some Ned Kelly in there.
I feel like,
Like
we're escalating.
masturbating.
We're escalating to the point of like a season finale right now, and I'm just like, I
Yes.
miss the humble beginnings of nut grabbing and horse thievery. It's making me sad that we're burning down whole buildings.
Right? I loved like the first season of Breaking Bad. It gets too serious towards the end.
And then they did the episode with the fly, which was like,
Yeah.
you need time, don't you?
So how is he going to be like Jesse Pinkman? What up, bitch? How's this end?
The gang ordered the women and children to leave. Like, get the fuck out of the hotel.
Titanic.
Shit's going down. With their arms up, the women and children marched out, and the police checked them just to make sure it wasn't any of the gang members trying to turn tail. They kept the male hostages and just told them to hit the deck and hope for the best. The Kelly gang traded fire with the authorities until morning, both sides suffering casualties during the exchange. In all this commotion, Ned manages to vanish in the chaos and crossfire. In the foggy light of dawn, a ghastly, laughing figure erupts from the bush. Surprised, the Victoria police redirect and focus fire on the entity. The figure endures sustained gunfire as if it were nothing. A reporter amongst the firefight described the figure as the ghost of a headless giant. The monstrous silhouette featured an inhumanly behemoth proportion, complete with an outline of a decapitated stump for its neck. Howling with laughter, it marched towards the Victoria police, unfazed by bursts of gunfire. This maniacal, giggly phantom is, in reality, Ned Kelly, dressed in homemade body armor complete with an iron helm, which coincidentally looked like a giant with its head lopped off.
Where did he find this?
He made it!
The blacksmith zone.
Let me
Hold on.
get your pictures.
Yeah, look at my picture.
Thank you. I was just about to look it up because there's pictures of it. Cody.
There's fucking cool pictures of it.
At me.
This is ridiculous.
This is
Wow.
this is a
Tom loves
recreation,
furries.
A lot of furries. They're very,
and
very...
here's the actual.
That's so sick. Oh, wait, that's a furry. That's so sick.
Wow, they have the shit in a museum.
So the silhouette of this thing looks like a large man with no head.
Yeah.
It's like a fucking Tin Man from fucking Wizard of Oz to me.
There's a can of spaghetti walking at us.
Yeah, Oreo O's.
Do you think he made it out of ravioli tins?
These are actually leftover plow parts.
Oh, so ravioli tins.
I think that's how ravioli tins are upcycled. Yes, Travis.
And do you think the cape that he's wearing comes from bin chicken?
Just bin chicken hide.
Yeah.
No.
Sure about that.
Trash Bird?
Yes.
All right.
This entire outfit weighed just under 100 pounds. This was a surprise pincer flank. Ned opened fire using 3 handguns as he tanked police gunfire. Ned taunted the police and ordered his men in the hotel to snipe the distracted police officers in the back. Ned managed to continue his last-ditch assault for 10 whole minutes, pushing the police back 50 yards. Eventually, one Sergeant Steele noticed Ned's lower body was unarmed. Upon realizing this, he aimed and let fly 2 shotgun blasts, crippling Ned.
So
No, me legs!
Right in
no,
his dick.
basically he's like, shoot him in the dick.
Yeah, well, you can see his dick is kind of protected.
Yeah,
So-
but if you're using a shotgun, just aim for the dick and you're gonna
yeah,
hit.
it funnels. Yeah,
Yeah, the
it
legs.
funnels out. Ned collapsed to a nearby tree and shouted, "I'm done! I'm done!" Sergeant Steele.
Very
yeah.
Australian of him.
Sergeant Steele bum rushed the crippled Ned. Ned surprised the sergeant with one final shot, grazing the sergeant across his face. Steele eventually subdued, disarmored, and shelled Ned Kelly.
Dude, a face graze is so anime.
It really is.
Did he look
Especially
cool
if it's
for the
like the
rest of his
villain's
life?
last move.
Yeah.
Oh, dude,
did he
you
look?
know it.
Did he look fucking cool? Was he like, yeah, I defeated the Metal Man with that?
Yeah,
head.
he's in every tavern telling that story. He's like, you know where I got this one?
Yeah.
Like I
Fucking
feel
Ned
like
Kelly.
I feel like when Ned shot, like time slowed down. You just see like the bubbles of like blood shooting off his face.
Yeah, like boiling away.
Yeah, like
I'll tell you what, I grabbed his balls and then I got shot in the face real quick. When was the last time you grabbed a nutsack and only took a little bit to the cheek?
Well, it's not, it's
no.
fun
Most
because you
times.
you did Southern tracheotomy voice.
Hey, I like the, I don't
It's
know.
fun. It's
Yeah,
good
dude.
that you
And-
did that.
You know what? Hey,
It's all.
And
It's
yeah-
not historically accurate, but it's more. There's more theater to it.
I guess it was the
I like
first
it.
thing. I
Yeah,
didn't
and
want
also-
to butcher the
No,
accent.
no, I think you did. a
And
great
that's who
job.
I am
I'm
now.
complimenting you.
Thank-
You're
thanks.
a guest on the show.
Thanks,
If
Tom.
Mike did the same exact thing, I would beat him later.
Yeah,
and
hurt
also
him.
I think there's plenty of people that have grabbed a ball sack and taken it a little bit to the cheek.
Yeah, well,
in the
that's,
past,
I'm
that's-
glad you got my little
Mhm.
innuendo there. Wink.
Wink.
Wait, in you?
Innuendo.
In your ass.
your endo.
That's the end of your
No,
body.
no. Quarter peepees.
Quarter people.
Quarter peepees back there.
All right.
Oh my
So now this
goodness.
man is all made out of steel. He's got quarters dripping out of his penis.
He's like, oh, it hurts so much.
Dripping out.
I don't want to do magic anymore, Mom.
Ned Kelly had bullet holes in his left foot, left leg, right arm, left arm, and 2 in the groin. So perhaps quarter peepees. Additionally, Ned's armor had 18 craters from bullet strikes, but remarkably no holes. The armor held up. Ned was captured and surprisingly offered medical attention. The shootout continued after Ned's capture. The male hostages were finally released. The Victoria police requested artillery support, but before the gun arrived, a westerly wind blew across the battlefield. The Victoria police strategically dumped burning straw onto the building, letting the wind stoke the blaze. The last of the Kelly gang committed suicide rather than being burned alive.
Dang.
The Glenrowan Inn collapsed to smoldering rubble. 4 civilians were killed, 3 were injured. All 3 of the injured were from the police gunfire.
No, damn.
Ned
Is this
stood.
Rowan in like a historical place you can go to?
It's not around anymore because it
Yeah,
collapsed.
but I mean like
Oh, was it rebuilt?
well like the building or something? Like, I don't know.
Maybe? It's Glenrowan, by the way.
Well,
Glen Rowan.
Glen
think of it
Rowan.
like
Maybe?
this:
I
like
don't
the
know.
country's just now getting started. You're not going to go, oh, we should rebuild that thing we just did. Just maybe move it to the other side of town, make a new hotel,
People
right?
don't forget, though. Generations
Yeah.
later. You know, when I was a kid, we used to grab nuts in this here land, and now look at it. It's a fucking IKEA.
It's amazing what you've
what did
done.
they put there?
It's amazing what my great grandfather has done, but I actually built a Super 8 in his name.
Oh.
You are allowed to go there anytime.
Oh,
and
this is
swim in the
beautiful.
pool. Just kidding. You'll get skin cancer immediately from being outside in Australia. From what I
This
no.
is
Okay.
this is beautiful. You can go on the Glen Rowan Heritage Siege Precinct walking map, where you can experience the Ned Kelly story and go to festivals and events.
Do you get shot at?
He killed
Because
police.
that's really experiencing
Oh,
the Ned Kelly.
Along the route, you can go to the police shelter site or the grave contractor's encampment.
lovely.
Yeah.
That does sound pretty neat, though.
Yeah, I would go. You can do bird watching there too. That's a big highlight, it says.
What kind of birds do you watch? Bin chickens?
Yep.
Tits.
Yeah,
Burnt,
basically the
burnt parrots?
Yes.
I would make
Both.
I would make a whip bin chicken joke, but this is all robins and yellow bee eaters. I mean, kingfishers, currawongas. I mean, come on.
Did they kill the murder hornets?
Oh, Kookaburra.
Yeah.
Hell
Ned
yeah.
stood trial in 1880. He was sentenced to hang for the willful murder of Lonigan, the overly handsy constable. The judge concluded the sentencing with the usual, "May God have mercy on your soul," to which Ned quipped, "I will see you there, where I go." Like,
Oh,
the cheeky, "I'll see you in hell."
that was a layup for AC/DC, another Australian.
Yeah,
Well,
easy.
to be fair, I would put that in the Grim Reaper ballpark. See you in hell, my friend.
My friend.
my friend.
Yeah, That's what I'm talking about. That's what a real lyricist does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to Steve Grimmett.
Grab you by a nut.
That sounds more painful. A singular nut, if there isn't two to like dampen the squeeze.
It just sounds funnier to me to say one instead of both.
Could you imagine just trying to grab one nut out of a man?
I hate that.
Like using chopsticks or tweezers.
Skinned grape.
Soy boy.
So wait, is he sentenced to death by hanging by the nuts?
He is
Hey, he got dead as hell. He's
not by the
fucking
nuts.
dead as hell.
Yeah,
right
what
now.
area do they hang them from? Is this
His
standardized?
neck, you
I still have
fucker.
yet to figure that out.
No,
His
Tom,
neck.
see, it's upside down. It's Australia. It's like the toilets go backwards, so you got to go by the nuts, dude.
Right,
Yeah.
but what I'm asking is, do they?
yes,
put
because the nuts are the upside down head.
Well, what I'm asking is, if they
I
hang him
think
by
for
the
them.
neck by putting a noose and then making him swallow the other end, shit it out, and then hang him through their asshole.
Oh, I like that.
Oh.
Just a thought. I don't
With
know.
a nerd's rope.
His
There's another
final
thing
act
there
of
as well.
kindness was to drip his pee-pee quarters to all the poor folks as he was dragged to jail and then later hanged.
They took him like poor person cum shots.
They
Open up.
they have all the trails of like him and the gang, but they also have memorialized in stone on the street where his pee-pee quarters dripped and fed the poor people for the next fucking millennium.
It's great. It's true. That's
And that's why
it's
they
great.
have health. That's
It's
why
on
they
the
have
Wikipedia.
healthcare in Australia.
Shut up.
It's all his pee-pee quarters.
And it's why they got rid of guns so that you couldn't penetrate the armor and shoot him in the dick anymore.
I'd like for this podcast to start making sense again, just till the end.
No.
We can let it fall apart after.
No.
A petition for clemency, 32,000 signatures strong, fell upon deaf ears. Ned's mom, who is still in jail for bonking Officer Fitzpatrick, told her son, die like a Kelly. And I'm sure you can guess where this is going, but Andy, how about you ask me how this guy died?
How'd he die?
On November 11th, 1880, at the age of 25, Ned was marched to the gallows. Just before the trapdoor flung open, Ned quipped, "Such is life."
And then he died?
And he died.
Oh, okay.
And he
you
died.
Walk off.
And he died.
You don't
The end!
walk off a hanging.
That's
Cody.
it.
Ned
Well,
Kelly's
here's the
armor.
thing. We've made a lot of pee-pee jokes, but he was hanged. And you know that there's the death penis. When you're hanged, when you're strangled to death, you get your firmest erection you've ever had.
It's
That's not a
death
real
penis?
thing. I'm not even joking.
Dude, I swear to God, there's so many things that I learn about dying every time I talk to you guys. I feel not even you guys in particular, but apparently you shit your pants, you get a huge ass dick, you fucking what else happens?
They get
Yo,
bigger
but,
tits.
You cry blood a little bit.
Yeah.
You cry blood when you die?
But the most
hanging.
important thing is your
Well, from hanging, yeah.
Well, I
yeah,
mean,
your urethra exposes all the quarters it's been hiding.
if you die from getting jerked off, you come.
Yeah.
David Carradine.
That's how we lost Robin Williams.
Yeah, no. That's how we lost David Carradine. Robin Williams came before he hung himself.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, and probably during.
Probably a while.
No, he's clean.
That's how he lost David Blaine.
God damn it.
Ned Kelly's armor was placed in the Victoria Museum. Fanatics robbed his grave of his Ned's skull, but it was surrendered after the Kelly family pleaded for its return. Ned's firearms and personal effects were auctioned off for huge sums of money. And after his death, the Victoria police came under suspicion and faced a widespread restructuring after an anti-corruption campaign followed through. Ned posthumously got what he wanted. The big old Victoria police bullies were at least neutered, if not wiped out. There you have him, Ned Kelly, murderous bushranger, victim of sexual assault, happy-go-lucky taker of hostages, and a quite literal armor-clad believer of the mythical tradition of Irish rebellion. Rest in Greece.
Well, all right, so this guy is like a Australian hero, though, right? Like, I feel
This is one of the times you use the word anti-hero or foil.
and they've also got another guy from the '80s, Chopper. Similar. Australia's got this boner for villains
Because they are villains.
that like to. They're into the Joker, and you know the Joker is racist.
Right. And just like every Australian I've ever met, you could be racist, but it's fine.
I just want to say as a postmortem on the roast mortem podcast, that was a lot
Oh,
more fun to talk about than Joan Rivers, and that's just probably personal taste and the fact that it's been 3 years since I've been here. But
Joan
God
Rivers
damn,
never killed anyone.
Bed Rope was the fucking best. That was fucking awesome.
Nobody
enjoyed-
said bed rope. That was you. The joke was bed jelly because that was the autocorrect.
He
You
has-
invented bed rope.
You know what? He has many names, many forms. He's a national hero in Australia, so you can't tell me that Bed Rope isn't one of his names.
Right. And I'll definitely give that to Andy.
Thanks.
And you know what else I want to give to Andy? A big old thank you. Thank you for
Yeah.
filling in
Yeah,
a vital
You
space.
bought
in
me
this.
pizza and beer and then let me be an idiot on your podcast any fucking time.
I do happen to buy my friends. I don't think there's any other way.
No.
So
I
Andy,
wouldn't be
thank you
here.
for
I
being
wouldn't be here without it.
Can you please plug your things?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. This is weird. I hate doing this. I stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/Garbage Andy. That's it. I play video games.
He has a great time.
I do. I have a good time.
I watch his Twitch stream sometime and I go, this guy's having more fun than I've ever had.
That's not true.
I'm also really disappointed in life in general, so I don't know if that's a metric to go
It's
off.
a low
of.
bar.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, how could you not have fun looking at big old anime titties behind Travis's head and
Well, I was just gonna say you were talking about how you're streaming big old floppy anime titties. I'm like, I
Yeah,
gotta
yeah,
get
yeah.
on board, dog.
Get
I
on
missed
board.
that one.
You know, you
I
can
missed
get
that
paid.
one.
You can get paid today to not only talk into a microphone, but to talk into a microphone with titties on your screen. And
No, get
people
on
pay
board
you
your
for it.
stream, dog. I want to. I want to watch.
Oh,
Watch
okay.
them titties flop.
Okay, then come through.
So go over
All
there.
right.
Garbage Andy.
I've
Check
seen
it
you
out
there.
on Twitch. As far as Roast Mortem, we don't need your money at patreon.com/roastmortem. We don't need it. We don't need your downloads on Spotify, iTunes, or whatever else we have. We don't need it.
Yeah, and we absolutely don't need you going to roastmortemcast.com and like buying our merch because like, why would you put things that we own on
Are you daft? Are you daft?
I don't want it. Well, I want. You know what? Whether I want it is irrelevant. Don't need it. Okay. Cody, thank you for doing the research tonight. Travis,
This guy was awesome.
thanks for doing some shit. I don't know what it is.
My pee-pee was out the entire episode.
Listeners, special message from me personally. Well, thanks to Andy, but also have a nice life.
Don't die.
I'm serious. Have a nice life. Okay.
Don't die too soon.
Yep.
And if you're gonna sound with coins, start with the dime. It's the smallest one you can do. Then maybe graduate to like the penny, and then maybe the nickel, then the
Nickels.
quarter for pros.
Nickels are thick, man.
All right. Well, good luck and have a nice life.
Wow.
As I said. Bye bye.
Don't grab balls that aren't yours without consent.